wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Sunday, February 23rd, Monday, February 24th, depending where you find yourself sitting at the moment around the world. Welcome back to the program, folks. Chris live here in central Pennsylvania for the Night Owls Sunrise edition of Chris Wyatt Reports. Always a pleasure to have you back with me once again. Thanks to the audience as we grow here early hours, Monday morning in South Africa, in Europe, in Asia, and it is still Sunday night here in the East Coast of the United States. Out in Hawaii, a few hours behind us, it's still early evening there. Welcome back to the program. Big news out of Germany. We'll talk about the election results in Germany here shortly. Also, I spent the last couple hours working on another video, preparing stats, data, and all kinds of information to rubbish and show you how the media distorts the argument and intentionally misleads people. I'm taking an article from Al Jazeera written by a South African author, and the entire thing is just rubbish. It's entirely slanted to intentionally distort the discussion about what's happening in South Africa, and I'm going to show you that. But I'll record that video a little bit later on. I've made my notes and made my slides that I can put in there to show the evidence of where the facts are and the distortions come in the article. So that'll be coming up later this morning. Also, I haven't set up yet the interview for later today with Canthan Pillay, so you aren't missing that on the website. It will come on the broadcast very soon, so don't hang in there. Don't sweat it. All right, so I'm going to get to that, but let me say hello to those who are here already and engage in the chat. Hendo is here. Welcome, Hendo. Salem's Cave. It's like this is the hour Hendo is up and fresh. This is when I got to catch him at his best. Salem's Cave, welcome to you. Load shedding make me want to be a refugee, even though you're not an Afrikaner. Gotcha, Salem's Cave. Thomas Holmes, good morning to you. Rebecca van der Walt, Bushveld Butt. And then we've got Russell Blows. Is that a real name or is that a... Anyway, George Steinberg in from Heckport. Welcome, George. Can't wait to see Canthan Pillay's take on everything that's been going. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I haven't talked to Canthan. I've sent a couple text messages back and forth, but I haven't really talked to him in some time. So I'm looking forward to that myself. Remember, that's a segment we have in the program called Iconic with Canthan and Chris. So I need to make a slide with all the segments, including the ones that are discontinued, like Rob Hutchison, answer the question. I should get Rob on. Tunis Pretorius, Linda De Bruyne, Jan van Dria, welcome to you. Jan, am I supposed to interview you? I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm confused with somebody else. Suzanne Stain, welcome. Gordon Forbes, such a proper English name. Gordon Forbes. It's Brigadier Gordon Forbes. We're going to Khartoum. We'll take on the Mahdi at Khartoum. We'll take them out. I'm sorry, that was General Gordon, not Gordon Forbes. Too much history in the head. Too much electricity, positivity going on in the matrix up here. All right, Omegan, welcome to you. Tertius Oppenman, welcome to you. You were a super chatter yesterday, weren't you? Thank you very much. Chris Ehlers. Chris is here again. Good to see you, Chris. Suzanne Sten, I already said hello. Alan Kotze. William. Willem Janssen van Rensburg, welcome to you. I'm okay, as well as can be. Gideon Maloney, welcome to you. Ellie Andre Nell, too damn early for Giselle. Well, too bad. That's Giselle with Phil and Spencer. Okay, Susan Koster, welcome to you. Afrikaner Boer met kies kokelor. Okay. The rate at which ANC is moving, culture may not survive. Brian Cox, good morning to you. And not the actor Brian Cox. Yep. Dylan Warren, welcome to you. Kathleen Bernard, good morning. And Yvonne Farrell, good morning to you. Jean-Tel van Heerden. Renia van Rensburg. Got a lot of van Rensburgs in here. We're going to get the whole clan in here before it's over. Please remember to hit the like button. Yeah, please hit that like button. 184 people here and just 64 likes. Are we going to beg for likes already? Come on, it's early on.
That was easy.
Yep, sorry, Jan, exactly. Anyway, I thought so. There's, so many people have the same name. It's confusing at times. My 6 years, I've never seen crap like this. Cutting power, lack of water, all the other stuff. Yeah, I know, it's horrible. It's horrible in South Africa. But, there's no one wants to leave. No one wants to leave. That's just been rubbish by the ANC and the media. There's just no one who wants to leave South Africa. So, certainly no Afrikaners would want to leave. Oh, no Afrikaners want to leave. All right. What is that? I can't hear that. Okay. Somebody just subscribed. Thank you for your subscription. My sound was off. Heidi Krüger, hello to you. Sloth Puppy's back. Junisa Lorenz, Marius Venter, Fouché Hapst. Fouché, I think I accepted your invitation on another platform last night. I had 141 requests on that platform, and I went through as many as I could, and I'm pretty sure I saw yours. Cece, hello. Didi. Carlos put us back. Franco Dutoy, PJ Bota, Peter John Vust, Rolf Fundamental. See, PJ Bota, that's one of the Lions. PJ Bota, he's a hooker for the Lions. Heidi Robertse, welcome to you. Any relation to Lee Robertse? Any chance? Alwyn Schutte, hello to you. Thank you for the good. You're welcome for the work. Carlo Cronje, Sandra Hanekom, Stephen Rowan. Gordon Forbes is laughing at my General Forbes. We'll take the money. You take your men, then I'll stay here. We will defeat the Mahdi. You know, the bad thing is that the relief column got there just a little too late to save General Gordon. They didn't want to kill General Gordon, but the enthusiasm of those attacking got a little bit out of control. 3 Division, welcome to you. Logan Munian, welcome to you. Alfonso Ferreira. Okay. All right. Munian, good morning to you. Terrence Leeper. JP Wolfhard. Dalaine Jacobs. Yeah, load shedding. Desmond Clayton. That's going to affect our audience, load shedding. Where's your friend? Which friend is that? Do I have friends? I didn't know I had friends. That's news to me. I have friends. I had no idea I had friends. What friend are you talking about? Are you sure they're not just acquaintances? Got some of those. Teresa Holmes, off to work. All right, Thomas Holmes, thanks for popping in. Andre Pistorius. Ken Pack ZA. Hello, Val Cooper. Hey, Val, an OG. Franz is there. Gerrit Gillich, another OG. Gerrit Gillich, der alte Knabe. Der ehemaligen Offizier der südafrikanischen Verteidigungswehr. Vielleicht sagt man Wehr. Yep, Kerry McDougall. I've never tried to do that in Afrikaans. I mean, in German. Never tried to translate SADF into German. Just did that on the fly. Südafrikanische Verteidigungswehr. Good morning, Chris. Welcome to you. And Mau Pierre. Goedemorgen. Keith Alderson in from Coventry. Rupert Van Sittet. And Julie Edwards. Hello, Julie. Boy, that's an easy one to pronounce. Julie Edwards. Are we having tea? Sounds quite lovely. I'll have some tea. No tea, so I'll get some coffee. Do we have some scones to go with that? I want to keep this dump. That's for sure. I want to leave. Okay. All right. But Darlene, it's not true. Nobody wants to leave. I know, because the Al Jazeera interviewed students at Tufts University. They went to the University of Pretoria where they interviewed students. And the students rubbished the idea that anyone would leave. I'm privileged. Why would I want to leave? Says a Tufts student. Well, of course you're privileged. Less than 1% of humanity ever attends university. Dingbat. Yeah, I'm not going to pick on the young lady. It's not her fault that they attacked her. It's the general coming through. Gordon Forbes. Thank you, Gordon, for the super chat. Where is that super chat hiding? And my alert box is open. I'll wait for it to pop up. Coffee's the best. Ugh, no, it's not. It's vile. Coffee is an evil substance invented by Satan to enslave mankind. Yes, it does. Look at the people who don't get that caffeine in the morning. Get away from me. Stay away. You know how they are. Some people are really addicted to that caffeine. Me, I'm inured to it. I drink this caffeine right here and go lay down, fall asleep right now. Symbolism, the additive keys, Cookmore refers to that's observing him from a distance. Thank you very much for that, Afrikaner. Appreciate that. That's probably not the friendliest username. Jakes, what do you say about all the negative info on YouTube about Trump impeachment? Impeachment? There's no impeachment against Trump. There are articles impeachment being drafted by a minority section of the House of Representatives based on nothing. Of course, the 2 previous impeachments were based on nothing. I do hope people realize an impeachment is not a trial. There's a trial involved, but it is a political process to remove a political opponent. That way, we'd be sure we didn't have an imperial presidents, but we have had imperial presidents. Andrew Jackson, Franklin Roosevelt, those are imperial presidents. Yeah, but an impeachment's a political process, and the first 2 impeachments against Trump were illegitimate, no basis. The only reason they went forward is because turncoat, treasonous Republicans and Democrats had control of the Senate and House. Yep. Mainstream media today going to be thinking hard about they can blame Af reform. Yeah, I'm sure. No. Ladies and gentlemen, a break. Newsflash. We go live now to Medupe Power Station in the Old Transvaal. We speak to Jaap Marais about what's happening at Medupe. Meneer Marais, can you tell us why there's no power here at Medupe? The bought and paid for Jaap Marais says, but of course I can tell you. Sound like Count Dracula. Count Chocula. Count Chocula. I want to suck your blood. Yeah, no. And I can't do an Afrikaans accent. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I'll do my best. It's terrible. Yeah. No, the problem here is, what the hell accent is that now? The problem here is, I don't know what that accent is. Maybe I should do an Irish accent. Do an Irish accent. Yeah, Murray. How's that? Yeah. Son of a God, we're here at the Medupi Power Station, and I'm telling you, it's quite sad. That's actually a bad Scottish accent. It's quite sad. The power is out because... Now, don't tell your listeners. It's that bastard Jan van Riebeck. Yes, that bastard Jan van Riebeck. And that apartheid. Oh, that's what knocked the power out this weekend. That's why we have load shedding. Oh, and let's not forget. It's off reform. Ha ha! Off reform did it. They knocked the power out. They sent saboteurs to Medupi to blow the power station. Oh, Captain, I can't give you enough power. Woo! Yeah, it's the Afrikaners. Off reform blew out the power station at Medupi. Yes. Oh, there's crocodiles in the station. Oh, it's the crocs. Crikey, Steve Irwin, it's the crocodiles. Yeah, anyway. Yes, Dan Bongino was confirmed as the deputy director of the FBI. Interesting development there. So I guess there'll be no more greedy Gino Rumble. That'll stagnate now while he's gone. Just like a character in South Park. Nothing is happening in Medupi. Exactly, that's why there's no electricity. Mitch McConnell's not leaving until the end of his term next year. So we have to deal with the guy. Scotty, give me more power. I can't give you more power, Captain. She's going to blow. Oh, dear God. That super chat never came up, Gordon. Thank you for the $7 super chat. I never saw it come up on the screen. If it did, I missed it. My apologies. Pyramid 7. That sounds like a game show. All the negative things about Trump, well, of course you're going to expect them. Trump is rolling. Trump is killing it. Trump is knocking it out of the park, and that scares the existing order. Folks, you have to understand that the leftist cabal that runs the media, academia, broadcast networks, political parties, government bureaucracies, now education systems at all levels, tertiary, secondary, and even primary schools, the woke civic groups that promote advantage, not equality, advantage for LGBTIQ and advantage for black and others, not equality, but supremacy. All of those groups, this whole movement started in the 1960s, probably before that. It got its move in the 1960s, and it has continued for nearly 6 decades. It picked up pace after 9/11. The worst tragedy of 9/11, aside from all those people dying that day and is the destruction it did to global security, the worst tragedy beyond that is it distracted America from what was happening in its backyard while we spent trillions of dollars fighting a menace on foreign shores, and my colleagues and my friends died, were amputated, castrated, brain damaged, or buried in graves because of politicians. That's the saddest tragedy beyond that, is that it distracted America from the war at home. And while we were overseas fighting the war to keep it from coming here, our country was being undermined and eaten from within by lying, scumbag, race-hustling, racist, and leftist hate wankers, the likes of whom are unbelievable. They will say and do anything. It's shocking. They will defend giving money to people and not taking care of Americans. They will say nothing about the thousands of people in Western North Carolina sleeping in tents today, months after spending the entire winter in tents because of the negligence of the Biden regime from September when the hurricane occurred. Completely ignore them, because the presumption of these leftist hate wankers is that those people are overwhelmingly, wait for it, white, which they are overwhelmingly white. So it's okay to fuck them over because they're white. It's not okay to fuck anybody over. Whether they're Native American, white, Hispanic, Asian, black, it doesn't matter. You should treat everyone fairly and equally. But now you don't care about that. Or the Hawaii fires. Remember the Hawaii fires? Those people have not recovered from that. There's no attention focused on the fires from 2 years ago in Hawaii. None whatsoever. What about the LA fires? What is Governor Newsom doing about the people who've lost their homes? Where are they sleeping at? Especially the low-income ones who lost their homes. They don't care. It's all white supremacy's fault. Pfft. Well, Julie says, I'm irritated if I don't. See, Julie, you're one of those people. I told you, man. That's the people. They don't get their coffee. Ooh, they're difficult to deal with in the morning. Sorry, this tag is driving me nuts. All these tags drive me nuts this week because the shirts are hanging down the back. Line is saying, good morning, lovely, much needed 20 millimeters rain here in Windhoek. Ah, well, good. Is it just in Windhoek or did he get up to Etosha and Ovamboland? Did he get to Ovamboland? Because the droughts have been epic. I was writing a story on that. I haven't finished it. Let's hope we all have a good week. I'm hoping for a good week, too. It's my last week of freedom. Next week, I'll be tied up doing consulting all day. So this has got to be the push. We've got to get over 50,000 shortly. We are at 49,061 subscribers. Can't lift it. Sorry. Well, that sounds a lot more like somebody doing number 2. Dr. Evil. Yes, number 2. $1 million. Dr. Evil, I'm sorry. While you were asleep, there's been a bit of inflation. $1 billion. What's an Afrikaans accent? Oh, come on, man. There's clear Afrikaans accents. Why are Democrats so afraid of the truth being exposed by Musk? What is that? By Musk, as the majority of blacks knowing the country is being stolen blind, but still vote for their comrades. Well, it all goes back to the 1930s and the false narrative that was published, or not published, but pushed forward by the Democrats, a long-term strategy to steal the black vote, so to speak. Black Americans voted overwhelmingly, enthusiastically, time after time after time, election after election after election. They gave blind loyalty to the Republicans because Republicans ended slavery, Republicans extended citizenship to former slaves, and Republicans ensured voting rights for black men all in the 1860s to 1870. 1865 to 1870, Republicans did that. Not Democrats. Democrats are busy building Ku Klux Klan, lynching black people, and white people defending black people in the South and terrorizing people. That's what Democrats were doing. Now, there were a few Republicans that joined in with them, but these are overwhelmingly Democrats. Bull Connor, the guy who sicked dogs on black protesters back in the 1960s, Democrat. George Wallace, segregation today, segregation tomorrow, segregation always, Democrat. Strom Thurmond, avowed racist, according to a lot of people. I don't know that he was, but they said that he was a Democrat for most of his life and switched over to the Republican Party. One of the few of the great switch. Only about 3 or 4 people actually did it, not the thousands they claimed. Yeah. No, they the people are bought hook, line, and sinker. And when you dumb down education and you destroy nuclear families, it's easy to mislead people. They're so easily, so gullible. And I'll show you that in the article that I'm doing. So I'll bring up some data here shortly to answer that. So McConnell. Okay. Good morning. Thanks for all your information efforts. Really hope President Trump doesn't take all the negative. President Trump is not listening to the negativity from there. He doesn't care. It's not a focus item for him. Look at what's going on. He's busy appointing Greedy Gino to be his deputy director of FBI. Gordon's laughing. Apparently, they buy oil to enrich the poor quality oil and didn't pay the supplier. That's the story going around. Are you relieved that the Joint Chiefs are being replaced? Well, not all the Joint Chiefs are being replaced. I'm relieved that General Brown is being replaced, the chairman. This guy has run out repeatedly and defended diversity, equity, inclusion, which is racist. You don't pick people based on skin pigmentation. That just isn't necessary. I mean, I wouldn't pick white people because they're white. I wouldn't pick black people because they're black. I pick the best person for the job. And if the best person for the job happens to be a lesbian, black / Native American, then so be it. I don't give a flying flip. Really don't care. What I do care is about distortion. When America is 75% black, I shouldn't be seeing 95% black actors in my commercials and in my television shows. I shouldn't be seeing historical characters in medieval shows who are black. There ain't no black people in the Black Forest. Did not happen. No, Nix 9 yet in the bottom of the Bahnhof. No. Now, by the same token, I better not be seeing a movie about Shaka Zulu starring a white dude, because that ain't right. That ain't historically right. I don't want to see a story about the discourse of Botswana, a documentary about the history and the forming of Bechuanaland, showing 3 white dudes playing the role of the Dikosi because they weren't white. All right? And by the same token, I don't want to see The Gods Must Be Crazy starring a Nigerian because they were San, Basara, Bushmen, not Nigerians. You get the point? You get the point? Okay, send the remaining whole woke lefties to South Africa for boot camp. FEMA is all diverted away from those disasters to fund illegal aliens. Well, Nick, there's a lot of argument about that, but they tried to rubbish that, so we're not really sure. Aubrey Olvaga says, good morning. Thanks for all your information efforts. Really hope President Trump does. Oh, yeah, that was your comment. Okay. All right. Sounds like waking up. Yeah, there are some waking up. No, the power is due to rain. Wet coal has been a lame excuse previously. I see the World Bank offers to help Saudi Arabia under 2 conditions, but seriously can't. Well, the World Bank is not going to offer anything if the U.S. puts a kibosh on it. So, Trump sanctioning South Africa. If the World Bank doesn't loan money to South Africa, that'd be your first indication that Trump's taking action against South Africa. So far, he hasn't taken any action against South Africa. Yes, I've also read that he's coming. All kinds of rumors are spreading. We have no facts. I can't support that. Michael Byrne, welcome to you. Welcome to you, Michael Byrne. Yuri Bezanov, everyone should watch his lectures on how socialist infiltrated country. Okay? Just read somewhere. Yeah, see, Wilhelmine Nell, you have one answer, and then Heidi Kruger has another answer, and someone else had another answer. The bottom line is that the system is on its last leg, and it's in jeopardy of collapsing, the grid collapsing entirely, which would be devastating. And it means people without power for months in many parts of the country should that happen. Warning from sunny, humid Mogadishu, war-torn country, and guess what? We still have power. Oh, John, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's good stuff there. Also, the Black Wall Street Oklahoma massacre. What about Oklahoma massacre? What about it? What about it? What's your point, Fred? What about it? Most people never heard of that. I know about it. Most people never heard of it. Wonder if they still will do a Black Tarzan. Exactly. I didn't have time to train. Okay. A morning from Kempton Park. 28 hours without power. Good Lord. But yeah, but I'll bet that Emperor's Palace has power. There's no way that casino is going without power. They've got generators. Okay. What is the difference between Medicaid and Medicare? Which might be the best? Medicaid and Medicare. One is for retirees, others for people under the age who, because of disability and other factors, are qualified for it. Gerard, that's the difference. Well, you get the one that applies for you. And one doesn't apply for you, you won't get either one. You'll get medical assistance, which is in the video I gave about financial assistance. Shawnee Groves is in from Minnesota. Welcome, Shawnee. How's it going? Heat wave. What is it? -5? Cheryl Dex, how's it going? And got your point, Chris. Historically, authenticity involving race isn't a racist statement. Exactly. Exactly. Historical authenticity involving race isn't a racist statement. Yep. Creating The Witcher with all kinds of people who are black in a fantasy world, people say, well, that's not racist. Well, yeah, it sort of is because it's based on historical times in historical regions. If it's a complete made-up world, which they claim it is, so you can get away with that one, I suppose. But anyway. But when all the actors are people of color, well, then that's just bullshit. Albert Badnitz, good morning from Amazon Todi. How you doing? Are you flooded down there? I heard the floods were bad. 48, what? 48? That was warmer than it was here. It's 35 here now. It was only 41 today. Damn it. Minnesota, you're stealing all our heat. That's where the heat went to. There must be a pipe going directly from Pennsylvania to the Midwest, the upper Midwest. Democrats and postbellum. Oh, gotcha, Holden. That's what you're talking about, Oklahoma. Yeah. No, that was horrible. What happened in Oklahoma? Just terrible stuff. All right, 49,065. Trying to push that subscriber base to 50,000. Let's see if we make it today. Maybe with the video I'm going to do, that might do it. We'll see. All right, 313 people here. So the load shedding must ease a little bit for somebody. All right, I want to show you this, or at least pull it up. Let me see if I've got this. Where's it at? This is a little sneak peek of what's coming in my presentation, my video that's coming up. Where the heck is it? I thought I'll put that in there. Hold on, where's that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, here you go. All right, so we're going to do this, okay? Come on. The problem is when I do this, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Ugh, I hate that. So, all right, let me save. I don't want to save it either. Okay, so let me just do this. I'll give you a peek and then I'll read it to you, okay? Why is that not coming here? I don't hear any sound on that. What's going on here? My alert box is on. I don't hear any sound. Is my speakers not working? Hang on. Let me just see real quick if my speaker. Maybe something happened to my speakers. Yep, I can't hear anything. Something reset my speakers. Microsoft, you bastards. You bastardi. Yeah, that is not my speaker. No wonder I can't hear. Okay, there we go. Now I should be able to hear. Oh, yeah, now I can hear. Woo! Man, freaking Microsoft. Not without my permission. And yet they did it again. They did it without my permission. Okay, so I'm going to show you a quick peek. Yeah, you guys can hear it. I can't because Microsoft reset my default audio. Not to my speaker. I have Bose sound system, which is awesome. It's a digital system. I bought this. I bought this in 2007. This thing is freaking awesome. It's awesome. I can plug in earpieces here. I can plug an extra microphone in here. I've got a little twist turn thing to turn the volume up. I can tap on it to go silent for the sound. I've got these awesome little speakers here that are better than these big boom boxes. They're only that freaking big. There's two of them here. One behind that speaker, or one behind that monitor. That one behind that side monitor. Just incredible. And it's got a base and a woofer. Oh, it's just incredible. The whole thing I bought, gosh, I must have paid like $400, $500 for it back then. It was incredible. I took it to Liberia, and that was my entire audio system with a laptop and that. I didn't even take a PC. It was incredible. Well, Claudia, I better hit 50,000 by today or I'm going to be bummed out, certainly before the end of the week. All right, so I wanted to show you this, and this is a sneak peek. I can't put it up on the full screen because I haven't saved it as an image yet, but here you go. So there you go. All right, so the 2017 land audit in South Africa, the total surface area, according to the government, is 114,223,273 hectares, of which 79%, or 93,056,135 hectares, was owned by private owners, a variety of owners. Individuals, trust, corporations, all sorts of things. Co-ownership. 21,171,138 hectares was owned by the state. So 1/5 of the land in South Africa was owned by the state in 2017. Bear in mind that that's 7 years ago. And that's the only data we have, reliable, genuine data regarding land ownership in South Africa. That land is the entire surface area of South Africa, and it does not divide who owns what by race. So anyone who tells you that white South Africans own 72% of the land is a liar. They're a liar. I don't care if they're white, they're black, they're brown, government, AfriForum, Solidarity, Agri-SA, SAI. If they tell you that, they're lying. Or they're lazy, because that's the stats. That's the fact. That's the fact, Jack. So 79% of the land was in private hands, okay? So we're going to move on to something else here. Okay, ready for this? All right, so where the 72% bullshit comes from is it comes from agricultural land. But they constantly lie to you to mislead the public and mislead the international community, making, oh, this tiny white population owns all the land, 72% of the land. That's unconscionable. It's also bullshit. Now, white South Africans own a disproportionate share of land, many of them because they bought it. Many have bought the land since 1994. Land is always for sale. So it's all bullshit. And here's the facts from the government's own land survey. Farms and agricultural holdings, ownership by race. Of that 114 million hectares, only 37 million is classified as agricultural holdings, or, well, that says 40%, but it's actually not 40%. That's a private land ownership. 40% of private land is agricultural, but total ownership of land is around 33% of the land is agriculture, which is interesting because only 13% of the land is actually arable. The rest is used for grazing. So of that 37 million hectares, 72% in 2017 was owned by whites, 26,663,144 hectares, 15% by coloreds, who represented just 7%, 8% of the population. So they had more than double their representation. Indians, who were 1% of the population, were 5 times represented with 2 million, and black South Africans at 1.3 million hectares. Now, white South Africans owned at least 29% of total privately held land. 29%, not 72%. Not 72%. And of the total surface area of South Africa, whites only own 23%. 114 million hectares of land, white South Africans in 2017, 7 years ago, only owned 23% of that land. Slightly more than the government owned. The government owned 21%, white South Africans owned 23%. So between the government and white South Africans, that's 43%. That's still not even half the land. Lies, lies, and more freaking lies. Now, what the hell is this? All right, so I see that we got the sleeping mods. Sleeping mods. Okay, guys, when people start spamming the chat, someone needs to take care of that. I just took care of it. You got a timeout, buddy. This isn't your soapbox. You want to share your stuff, go somewhere else. You're welcome to comment, but not play your games. All right, so lies, lies, and more lies. So there you go. All right, what did I miss while I was telling you that? Now, who has told you the truth? Now, I also fully admit and freely admit that disproportionately, white South Africans own more agricultural land. True story. And some of that is a consequence of dispossession. Some of it is a consequence of purchase. You know, it reminds me of Zimbabwe, in Manicaland, down in the southeast corner of Zimbabwe, where the land was not particularly fertile or well watered, and it was used only for grazing or disused until after the Second World War, when white commercial farmers bought the land and irrigated it and developed it and turned it into lush, fertile farmland. And then it was stolen from them. But it was useless before that. If they had never settled there, nobody would be using it now, except for grazing. Wow, no power since Thursday. That's bad. Okay, where's that? Microsoft. That's why I'm switching to Linux. Well, you can have Linux. It's got its own problems. Sasha Bean. Hey, Chris. Only come in now. Yes, load shedding. Anyway, besides all that cock, how cool is it, the Springbok on the plane? Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool. Yeah, but I mean, I've been on one of those planes. I've been on the plane that took the team to the World Cup in France. Yeah, I've flown that one. They still have the markings on that plane in South Africa. I think I flew that to PE. I'm trying to remember where I flew that at. I think it was PE I flew it to. Yep. Jordan Peterson also said big trouble's coming for South Africa. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Now everybody's getting on board. Yes, that's right, James. Microsoft violated without your permission or my permission. Bose is a very good product. 100% agree. Yep. Bose speakers. Incredible. Yep. One day I'll take a picture when I'll have all these papers strewn around. Maybe I'll take a picture now. Let me see how it comes out. Show you how. Well, I'll leave the papers here. These are the papers from all the laws and the executive orders and everything, which I reach over to and grab periodically. They're just kind of messy, but okay, I want to picture myself. I got plenty of pictures. I'll show you just how small that is, okay? So let's see. There you go. So you can see my hand here. You can see how small that is by comparison, okay? All right, so this thing cranks out some serious freaking music, man. Okay? So there's two speakers like that. You see how big that is? Next to my computer? That's tiny. My hand is bigger than that damn thing. My palm. That thing blast. It's like a boom box from hell. I mean, I could crank it up loud and blow your ears out right now. And I use it sometimes. My PC didn't come with a CD player. Nobody puts CD players in computers anymore, but I have hundreds of musical CDs. So I've got an external CD player right here. Just plug it into my USB. Or USB-C, but I don't have a USB-C on the front of it. And I plug in, I put some music in here occasionally, and I listen to music CDs. There's always ways to overcome shortcomings as we transition from one type of technology to another. Okay. Morning Arc Precision, 49,000. That's correct. I don't trust Microsoft. Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg team up with Elon Musk to launch the $3 billion unwoke film empire committed to traditional family values. Where did you hear that at? That would be amazing. I'd like to get in on that. That's like Creado. That's gone nowhere. That's Creado. Is that still around? Creado? Good Lord. Creado. Creado. Yep. Next generation. Join the wait list. We've been waiting like 5 years for this. Remember this Creado? Still nothing there. Mission to provide better transparency, opportunities, security protection for all our customers. Nothing there. Investors, that's what their blog says. The future is now. Okay. So that's the market they're going after. Yeah, the future is now. Well, the future is nowhere. They've gone nowhere. I gave them, I got involved with them early on. They've just disappeared. So we'll see. Gibson and Wahlberg, that'd be incredible. Found out which individual owns the most land privately in South Africa, but I could not find the information. I suspect it's argued that it would be the Zulu King. Probably, Sandra. 2.8 million hectares. By the way, the 2.8 million hectares in the Inganyama Trust was 40% more than all black South African landowners. That one piece of property owned by the Zulu King in trust was larger by 40% than the entire holdings of black South Africans. So if you want to talk about black South Africans, first off, it's not 3%. That's false. That's false. That's a fairy tale. It's most of the land that the Inganyama Trust owns is prime agricultural land. So you can add most of that 2.8 million to the 1.3. That makes it 2.8, 3.8, over 4 million hectares. Still low, but much higher than they make it claim. Anyway, and that was 7 years ago. All right, everyone late because of load shedding. Yep. Zorana Griesel says following Zimbabwe's history. Kristen, welcome to you. Yeah, people popping in. It's okay. No worries. 352 people here now. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. Oh, we shrank. What happened, man? We were at 373 and people disappeared. Shame on you. Where'd you go? Anyway, yeah. So, good morning, Chris Murray. Good morning, Call Me Novak. All right, good to see you again. Anyway, Jacqueline von Breda, where do they think food comes from? ShopRite. pick and pay. Come on, Jacqueline. I watched the parliamentary hearing. Why do we need the farmers? We get our food from pick and pay. An actual quote from an actual ANC member of parliament. Yeah, okay. Of course, the ANC is always like, we are egalitarian. 45% of our MPs are women. Yeah, and 5% of them are competent. So what's your point? You don't pick people based on genitalia. Boys have penises, girls have vaginas. Oh, I got to take that quote from that little kid. Oh, I got to do that clip sometime. Get to the chopper. Oh my goodness. I got to get that clip sometime. I wonder if it's on YouTube. There it is. There it is. Here it is. There it is. This is the best thing ever. This is so funny. So funny. Here you go.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
That's so precious.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, dear God. No, that's not true. It's not true. You can pick what you have. You can be what you want to be. Speaking of which, a suspect was arrested for rape and thrown in prison, and they wouldn't release him. The young man has no penis. It was cut off by mistake when he was 12 years old, but put in jail by South African police for raping a woman. With what? Good intentions? They didn't accuse him of using an object. They accused him of using his genitalia, which do not exist. Unbelievable, the abuse of power. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We can't allow these centrist thoughts. No, we have to be right-wing. But it's a spectrum. There's a spectrum, all right. There's a spectrum of extreme stupidity. Hello from Simonstown. Please let Trump know there are many people who want to escape. Adam Riedel, wow, what are you talking about? I've been to Simonstown. All you white people are rich. You're rich, rich. Those big houses on the hilltop, mansions galore. Oh, come on, man. Don't mislead everybody. We all know that all the white people in South Africa are just loaded, man. They got all the money in the world. That's what the media tells me. Late brother and son thought that till I went to milk and they came to visit. Huh? Yeah, ask a child, exactly. Yeah, Arnold looked very confused. Boys have penis, girls have vaginas. It's not a tumor. That was the better life. It's not a tumor. You got a tumor. It's not a tumor. Get to the chopper. We're having fun with Arnold. Yep. Look, Mom, no hands. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, that was so funny. That Kindergarten Cop was pretty. He did a bunch of lame movies back in that period, but that was kind of a lame one too. But it actually was pretty funny. How is the IT and the hairdressing job market in USA? Just asking. Well, IT is under. This is. IT is always growing, cybersecurity especially, but IT in general. My brother installs fiber optics. He lives in New Jersey. He travels around the country sometimes. He installs and repairs fiber optic lines, and he's had a good living from that for years. And hairdressing, oh yeah, we got hairdressers everywhere. Boy, they charge a ton. You go get a woman gets her hair done, we're talking $100 easy every time. I mean, just to get the split ends trimmed, they want to charge you $40. $40 for a barber. I mean, my haircut used to be $12. Now it's $18 for a haircut. But for women, they always pour on expenses. $40 to cut split ends, $100 just to start doing your. If you do the whole thing, you get like a perm and all that. Oh God. Yeah, there's tons of money in hairdressing and nail salons, but they're all controlled by the Koreans. Yep. Anyway, so you get a manicure, a pedicure. They threw him in prison. Then the ANC must have been hiding something. Could be. Man had allegedly committed manslaughter. He got breast enhancers. Now they call him Caitlyn Jenner. When did Bruce Jenner commit manslaughter? Gideon Ackerman, if possible, can you provide us with a safe Bitcoin broker that we safe? I don't deal in Bitcoin, Gideon. I don't. I have an Ethereum account. It's empty. It's sitting here on my desktop. I don't even know when the last time I opened it because I don't trade in crypto. I just got it, so I have one because people are trying to, I mean, I can't be authoritative about things if I've never tried them. Where the hell is my Ethereum at? That's here somewhere. Oh, that's not good. I can't even find it now. Oh, there's my Luminar. That's some great software. Of course, I forgot about that. I don't even use that. Lane moves are excellent on VHS at night when the folks go out. Yeah, there you go, Nick. It's true. Department of Labor and Employment will finalize consultations over South Africa's new BE targets for the end of February 25 and publish 2 new employment. Yeah, and then, of course, the agency will say, Donald Trump is mistaken. There is no discrimination against white South Africans. Christian van der Walt, will we be accepted by the communities in the U.S.? Will who be accepted? Afrikaners? South Africans? God, yes. Why would you think you wouldn't be? We are very welcoming to foreigners, despite the lies that you see in the media. Oh, Americans, racist, systemic racism, they hate people. No. Now, you'll probably be confused when you tell people you're from Africa and they look at you like, what you talking about, Willis? But why wouldn't people accept you? We're very accepting of people who belong here, people who came here legitimately, people we can absorb reasonably, but not when 30 million criminal alien invaders cross our border and swamp our cities and lower our labor rates and cause all kinds of epidemics of measles, mumps, rubella, all this other stuff. No, we're not very favorable to that. When they bring groups like Tren de Agua and MS-13 here, no, we're not very inclined to accept that. May 1st, 2015. What's that date? Guy makes a living picking up dog crap. Where the hell is that, New York City? I was told not to talk about these topics because they're negative. What topics are you talking about, Isterfark? No. No. That's not what happened. You can talk about topics, Isterfark. You can talk about topics. You've inferred something incorrectly. See, you weren't banned from the channel. Random question. Can we take pets to US? It's not a random question. Asked and answered at least 1,000 times in the past 2+ weeks. I don't know the exact answer, but I've been told by people who've gone through the refugee process and come here that you can take pets. But you can bring pets to the States. Then we got people saying, it'll cost, this money. I don't know what it's currently going to cost, but Arctic, one of my moderators who has come here and works here, has a visa to work in the United States, is familiar with the process. And he said that it's what I said is correct. I brought my cat over from Africa, and flew through Frankfurt and paid $175 to bring him over. $175. No quarantine, no additional fees, nothing. He had his immunizations, and I had his shot record, and he was chipped. You have to be chipped. Yep. So Arctic tells me that information is still valid, that it's only, that's it. Because someone's like, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to have to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. No such thing. No such thing. Now, Hawaii may be different, but no refugees are going to Hawaii. I showed the stats. Not a single refugee was relocated to Hawaii in the last fiscal year where the data is available. So if you want to go to Hawaii, you're going to have to get there on your own. And trust me, you'll be exhausted. It's a long swim. All right? Yana Kruger, when it comes to ANC, you can't complain about the service because there is none. Bring my own faith into question when other Christians tell you to be quiet about negativity. It's real. Mr. Fark, I'm not telling you to be quiet about negativity. You can share negativity. It's no problem. Just that's not what was going on before. Sorry, not referring to your video. Oh, okay. About real life interact. Oh, gotcha, Mr. Fark. Sorry. No, but the other day I was cautioning you. I put you on a caution, like the British issued you a caution the other day. I got confused with someone else. But anyway, so. Great dog, Mark. And everyone should read the amendment. Yeah. The CBP website discusses pets. Right, but that's for people bringing pets in. Thank you for that. Custom Border Patrol. Yeah, let's go look for that. But again, for refugees, they're usually people fleeing a war, living in a camp, and they don't usually bring their pets because they don't have the resource for it. So, CBP pets. CBP pets allowed. Okay. Bringing pets and wildlife into the United States. There you go. Changes for dogs begin soon. That was from last year. Okay. All right. Importation of pets and wildlife may be subject to state, municipal, veterinary. Yeah, state, not federal. Okay. Pets. Okay. Not all animals qualify as pets. Okay. Amphibians. Okay. Birds, depending on type of bird, due to the possibility of carrying or transmitting certain diseases, U.S. poultry industry, some pet birds are regulated as poultry and must meet different requirements. Check advisories for that. Cats, dogs, ferrets, hedgehogs, rabbits, reptiles, and rodents. If the type of animal you're traveling with is not listed above, please visit our website. Okay. Your pet must meet all applicable requirements before travel. Pets excluded from entering the U.S. will be returned to the country. Ooh, so you got to make sure. Okay. Yeah, so ports of entry where you're coming in is where you got to check. Okay. Okay. Port of entry. Let's go with Atlanta because that's where Delta lands at. Okay. 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 Atlanta, Georgia. Doesn't say. It's just a port of entry. It doesn't tell me. Not a very helpful site. Doesn't say much here about bringing pets in. Considerations for airline travel. Check with your airline prior to travel date to identify additional requirements. Airlines generally require health certificates for traveling pets. In addition, airlines may charge fees or rules about certain pets on board. Yeah, that's up to the airline. They do allow cats and dogs to go on, I can tell you that. I know because I brought a cat back. My cat was not happy. Very stressful journey for the cat. Cats do not travel well unless they're with the owner, and even then it's difficult. You know, those little soft collapsible things. But my cat was in steerage, was down in the baggage hold. How do you get a referral from you? What the hell is UARAP? You mean USRAP? USARP, Louise? Is that what you're talking about? How do you get a referral from them? Referral for what? What are you asking for? I don't understand your question. I look on YouTube, 10 easy businesses to start in USA. Cleaning driveway windows, washing trucks, painting lines and parking lots, owning septic tanks, truck gold mine. I don't know what you're saying there. Another one is yard care. That's a huge business, and people employ lots of illegal aliens. They underpay them. That's how they get rich. My other brother owns a yard care. He doesn't employ illegal aliens, but he has a yard care service. He started by mowing people's lawns, turned into a huge business in Tennessee. Yep. Please upload the outro song as a standalone music video, pretty please. All right, how many want that? Let me do a poll, okay? Let me do a poll because I'm curious, and I'll see. All right, so start a poll. Should Chris upload okay. Okay. Here's the poll. All right. 362 people. Feel free to answer it. As a refugee, you also have to apply for Social Security on H-2A. Well, Social Security is only available to people who paid into the system or people who have disabilities for supplemental, or if you're over the retirement age and they let you come to the country, then they let you apply for it. But you don't apply for Social Security unless you're qualified for it. Most people who come as refugees will not be qualified for Social Security, but you will have to apply for a taxpayer identification number or a Social Security number because it's not legal to use as identification in America, but it's by default the identification number. That's your identification number. So you have to apply for that. Everything you do requires a Social Security number. Taxes, driver's license, birth certificates, registering births, registering cars, all that usually requires a Social Security number. Okay. So the live Doge Parliament and arguments, comments. There's a guy who stated Elon Musk African and must go home. That's when I thought people might not like us. You almost cried? Why would you cry by watching bullshit? Jacqueline, stop it. Stop it. First off, we don't have a parliament. Let's get that straight. And it's not Dodge, it's Doge. So I didn't know what you're writing there. So it's Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. Dodge is a car brand, an automobile. Parliament, we don't have a parliament. We have Congress, the House of Representatives and or the Senate. I think that's what you meant. You shouldn't cry over nonsense like that. I wouldn't worry about it. Elon Musk going home? The guy paid $13 billion in income taxes in 1 year. That's more income tax than any American in the history of this country has ever paid in their entire lifetime. More, by 3 or 4 times the amount. More than anyone's ever paid. Maybe 5 times the amount anyone's ever paid in their total lifetime taxation. He's not going anywhere. That guy single-handedly kept the budget from collapsing with his taxes. Okay, don't cry about stuff, Jacqueline. That's just silly. I'm not saying you're silly, but that's silly. As a refugee, you also have to apply. Okay, I think I just answered that, Rion. No, it's not the question of invasive species, Nick. Invasive species are just banned outright. It's a question of health. I mean, pets bring disease. That's why cats and dogs have to be immunized. Is staffies not allowed? Staffies not. What is a staffy? And staffies plural. So are staffies not allowed in the USA? I don't know what a staffy is, Angie. Okay, my cat flew from Cockstadt to Pretoria, cost a fortune. She was a massive Maine Coon. Oh, Maine Coon are awesome cats, man. I love Maine Coons, but they're freaking expensive. Let me see what a Maine Coon is going to cost me over here. Ooh, Maine Coons. I might consider getting a cat again. Maine Coon, they're gorgeous too. Oh man, they're gorgeous. Okay. Maine Coon kittens for sale. Okay. Let's see what they want for them. Maine Coon kittens in Pennsylvania. Okay. There's a cattery in Collegeville. Okay. Okay, I want the ones for sale. Here we go. Okay, let's take a look. Maine Coons. Discovered magnificent Maine Coon kittens in Pennsylvania, recognized for their friendly demeanor and large size. All of our Maine Coon kittens are health checked, social, and eager to become part of your family. We adhere to ethical breeding standards to ensure that you find the right Maine Coon. Well, last time I checked, they're like $1,000 or more. So, and oh, there you go. That's what I think. Yeah, right there. That's okay. So let's go with the one up here that looked the most characters. That one's pretty wild looking. Patricia. Let's check her out. See what they want for her. Okay. Oh, look at that. Complete adoption fee, $3,100. $3,100 to adopt that cat. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's why I don't have a cat. Maine Coon. I will bring my own illegal Malawians with me. Not going to happen, Cobus. Not going to happen. Eugene Jock, the Bushveld. Yeah, that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I know that. Okay. I didn't know that word, though. What's Oklahoma like? Boring cowboy country full of Native Americans. Okay. Yeah. Importing pit bulls is not legal. You can't bring pit bulls. I don't know about the staffing, but importing pit bulls, I'm pretty certain is illegal. I've read that before in the past. Maybe it's not true anymore. Okay. Oh, Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Thank you very much, Mark Funderland. Now I know. I don't call them staffies. I don't know dogs. Dogs they're annoying. They take too much of your time. They're more demanding than children. At least children can give them money, let them run off and smoke pot in the corner, and leave you alone. That cat is a $3,100 donation to own it. In other words, you're buying it. What else here? Elon Musk tax can fix our problem. Elon Musk for president of South Africa. Yeah, they are huge dogs. Are huge cats. The Maine Coons are big cats. I love them. I like the traditional Maine Coon. None of those are traditional looking ones that I'm accustomed to. Well, Louise, the load shedding screwed me big time. My first trip back to South Africa in 2022, every time I went somewhere, there was load shedding. So I was in Durban, load shedding. I left, I went to Howick, load shedding. I left, I went into Drakensberg, load shedding. I left, I went to Clarence, load shedding. I left Clarence, I went back to Joburg, freaking load shedding. Or no, I went to Bloemfontein. No, there was no load shedding there. Yeah, anyway, I was going from town to town load shedding. So I got the load shedding every day for like a week. I literally had to take, as in the Army, we in artfully call whore baths, where you take wet towels and stuff and wash yourself off, wash rags with cold water because there's no hot water. Yeah. Every single day for 7 days, I had no freaking power in South Africa. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I was staying with people in some of those places, so they didn't have backup generators, so we just didn't have power. Yep. Dogs crap everywhere. And yep, exactly, Chris. My ex breeds boar bulls, average price $40,000 for puppies. I have a Dodge, not a Doge. Dodge. Thank you for your load shedding video. I woke up in Cape Town with no power and then found your video while finding stage 6. Are you talking about this one, Amazing Yacht? No, I actually have videos about load shedding in South Africa when I was there. Let me see if that shows up, because it might have been a short. Let me do a quick search across my channel, load shedding. There's no load shedding. Load shedding has come. 31 videos for load shedding. Okay, that cuts it down to 25. Okay, let me see. Yeah, here we go. This was January 31st of 2023. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hello, folks. Good evening from the Drakensberg Mountains in KwaZulu-Natal province of South Africa, where news arrives from yesterday that following an African National Congress Lekgotla, a leadership conference, they have decided to seek a national state of disaster. What, you might ask for? Well, when last we saw this scam use of the Constitution against the citizens of South Africa weaponized to criminalize lawful behavior during the scam political activity related to a spicy hack, the African National Congress illegitimately, and I would argue unconstitutionally, continually extended the national state of disaster for the spicy cough for 2 years. For 2 years. Destroying the lives of citizens, shutting down businesses, and making South Africa an intolerable place to live, to say the very least. Well, now, the African National Congress, from this leadership, Lekgotla, wants to declare a national state of disaster over the electricity crisis. Now, I'm not making this up, folks. This isn't a joke. This isn't a sick joke. I'm not trying to pull your leg. I'm not punking you. They actually have the temerity, the audacity, the cheek to try to usurp the Constitution, to imprison you under more repressive measures. And we've seen what happened when they used this process in the past during the spicy cough. This led to hundreds of billions of rand, if not billions of dollars, of PPE theft. This led to the criminalization of lawful conduct of over 300,000 law-abiding South Africans. This led to the destruction of businesses, hotels, tour operators, restaurants. They don't care. They used this emergency measure illegitimately for the spicy cough, and now they seek to do it for electricity. This is rich indeed. This is rich indeed. You see, it is the African National Congress that is entirely responsible for the disaster that is affecting South Africa today. It is their criminality, it is their lack of strategic vision, it is their appointment of unqualified cadres to the board of directors as workers at Eskom, and their theft of hundreds of billions of rand, if not billions of dollars, in money that should have gone to building power plants, maintaining existing power plants, repairing transmission lines, retaining qualified staff. That's what should have happened, but that's not what happened with the ANC. So here's the deal. Work with me here. Hi, I'd like to appoint my friends to the board. I'm going to create positions just for them so they can profit. They don't have to be qualified. They don't have to show up for work. In the meantime, I'm going to hand out fictitious contracts to my friends with broad-based black economic empowerment so that they can get rich too while the power systems are not updated. That's my plan, folks. That's what I'm going to do. That's what we're going to do. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Yes. We will make all kinds of money, and we will allow the system to collapse over 3 decades, and then we will pretend that the problem is someone else is making. We will swoop in the national state of disaster, and we will, once again, usurp authority, suppress liberty, and make South Africans suffer. Yep, that was during load shedding. I did that. Stand corrected, some states have dog breed. Yeah, they do. They have bans. That's what I said. I didn't know which ones, and I don't, but that is the case. 349 people. We lost 18 people because they didn't like to see me from last year. Did you see those bags under my eyes last year? I was tired. These big bags hanging down there. Jean Milan, welcome to you. Mark van der Gerard Steenkamp, load shedding every time the ANC lightens the coffers. Yep. Trump will do an unveiling of Space Force's offensive weapon soon. Okay. Exciting. At the moment, okay. Nico, welcome to you. Light rain, okay. Sandra Hannacum, excuse me. I predicted 44 degrees today, meaning it will probably be 47 degrees. Oh, yeah, that's Celsius. That's brutal. Start to think what will happen when South Africa figures out we get the power they paid for. Hey, Copy. The government-owned land is probably in the hands of China. I don't know if any of it is. Karen Bobst is here. What is she saying? I missed Karen there. Welcome, Karen. And Louise Rayner, I missed you too. Val Marina doesn't have load shedding. Well, that's interesting. Must be a lot of caters living nearby. Okay. Oh, there's Karen. Where'd it go? Come on. Come back here. Thank you for your membership, Nico. Really appreciate that. You take your cat for a walk? That's interesting. Okay. Colette Osthuizen. What's Oklahoma State like for family? Why is everybody asking about Oklahoma? Where's this coming from? It's boring, but it's fine. It's safe. You'll be fine there if you go there. Okay. There's Karen. I think it would be epic if your anthem song can be your intro song before a broadcast, maybe in place of the Afrikaans song. Just a thought. Yeah, I do it occasionally, but I mean, I don't want to do it all the time. It sounds an awful lot like self-promotion if I do it all the time. That's why I like it as the outro. If I had a shorter piece of it, I could like take a little piece, like 15 seconds, and maybe make a new video. Maybe I'll look at doing that, okay? Or 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a good intro. Okay, Angie loves dogs. Watch the interview with Elon Musk, a fascinating man. He says he made a ton of money being a consulting engineer in property development. The problem here isn't us here. It's with access to YouTube. The problem is the have-nots, the people on the wayside, have forgotten that's where things are terrible, where the refugee status matters. Talk to my estate agent today, okay? Boy, nobody's voting in the poll. Only 200 votes. Talking to my, okay. Well, Rick, I would caution you to be careful there. Don't rush off and do something you're going to regret. Of course, maybe you're smart doing it before everyone else, but you know, I personally would wait till about the time stuff's announced. So many people have lost their job, business had to close down because of load shedding. Seen it? Yeah, it's really bad. Since we're all dogs, well, we need a rabies shot. Yeah, well, you need a rabies shot to come here. Why is it going on in Oregon? Why is what going on, Mickey? What? Trump admin announced Sunday there were 1,600. Yep. Yeah, no, but he's already fired U.S. City, so I don't understand. I have that story here pulled up. Okay, that's okay. Texas, Arizona for me. From Kimberly, only know heat and dust. Well, you'll find it there, or New Mexico. Mexico is just like Arizona. Yep. Glad to see 2 of the load shedding slots scheduled are not happening. Got some serious cooking to do for tonight. Well, don't count on the power still being there. Yep. Deep research suggests Denver and Anchorage are the place to be for metalheads. Where is metal music big that you may have? I have no idea. I know grunge was big in Seattle. Light Rain, correct me. I know I'm right. Grunge was big there. Athens, Georgia was a big music scene, but that was more for pop and rock. Minneapolis was huge for rock, and Detroit and Chicago, hip-hop. Yeah, music's all over the place in this country. Montana or Alaska, like the cold. Well, Idaho's cold, Montana's cold, North Dakota's colder, Minnesota's cold, Michigan's cold. Yeah, a lot of cold places. Yeah, a lot of cool places. Anyway, so yeah, the stuff about the news. Okay, let me get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. So how are we doing over here? If we pick up any more subscribers, we did 49,077. So still a long way to go. Pushing towards that 50,000. Long way to go. A lot of work to do. Maybe the video I do later on will help. Okay. What else we got here? Is Oregon woke? Yes, Oregon's very woke. Very woke. Very woke. It's not just a little different. It's very woke. Are there any other guitar players here? I have no idea. I'm not into guitars. Let me get back to the news. The Maine Coon kitties were cute. Very cute. Kitty, 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 kitty. This is what I think is a classic Maine Coon. I love the ears, man. Silver Maine Coon is so huge her belly can't fit in her cat house. Someone getting help there. There you go. Look at that. Man, that is a regal looking cat. Regal looking cat. Anyway. Wait, that can't be right. No, is that really this picture? I'm going to show you this. Giant kitties with the softest character. This isn't a cat. That's a freaking bobcat, man. Look at that thing. Look how big it is. Good God. That's not a cat. That's a bobcat. That's not a house cat. Look how big that thing is. Damn. Damn. Alexia says, Wyoming is full. Yep, folks, Wyoming is full. They're not taking any more residents. Wildly liberal cities surrounded by extremely conservative rural areas filled with loggers and ranchers. That's true. What's the chance of Trump ride South Africa scourge? No chance. What's your opinion, Colonel, would be the best conservative state? There's no such thing as the best conservative state. It's just the best place to go for you is a place where you can make a decent living, and there's a lot of places to do that. It depends on your skill set. Wow, that is a big-ass cat. Damn. But this one, I got to go back to this one. Patricia, man, I just don't have $3,000 to get this cat. Isn't Patricia lovely? Look at that. Aw, so pretty. Oh, we got a video of Patricia, too. So much for that. Well, no cats coming here, folks. No more cats. Nope. I'm not getting cats. All right, let's get to what I want to talk about. The German elections. Let's get to that, folks. German elections. All right, big news out of Germany. Here we go. Oops, that's not the one I want. They'll get me the same place, but this is what I want. There we go. Bundestag elections. The CDU has so far 28% of the vote at 28.52 with 208 seats, and the Alternative for Deutschland with 20.8. I did say they would get in the 20s. I did say 20s, low 20s. I figured around 23% max, and they're at 21% with 152 seats. The SPD has been obliterated. They have just 120 seats and 16% of the vote. The Greens, 85 seats. The Left, 64 seats. SSW got 1 seat. BSW got 0 seats. The FPD, wow. The Free Democrats have really sunk once again. That's crazy. So there are 7 million people here who get no seats in parliament. Can you believe that? Now, that can't be right. Total SSW has 76,000 votes and got 1 seat. That can't be right. Yeah, but there are 7 million Germans who've been disenfranchised because their parties didn't reach the 5% threshold. 7 million disenfranchised Germans should have voted for the AFD. If you given 7 million votes to the AFD, that would have given them over 30%. That would have been amazing. 630 total seats, all 299 constituencies reporting. So is this the total? Yep. Yep. So the AFD is the second largest party in parliament. Wow. Yep. There you go. Let's take a look at this. Conservative opposition wins German election. And the far right is second with the strongest post-war result. Yep. The opposition conservatives led by Friedrich Merz won a lackluster. By the way, the opposition conservatives, the CDU, is anything but conservative. They gave us the ehemalige Kanzlerin from the DDR. The ehemalige DDR, that would be Angela Merkel, who flooded Germany with millions of criminal alien invaders and destroyed public safety. Chancellor Olaf Scholz conceded defeat for his center-left Social Democrats after what he called a bitter election result. Well, yeah, bitter. You got what you deserve, buddy. Yeah, Merz said he hopes to put a coalition government together by Easter, but that's unlikely to be challenging. Yeah, this evil SOB lost. His party got 16% of the vote, and he wants to lead. That would be like Jacob Zuma saying, all right, I'm going to form the coalition for South Africa. With my 14.6%, we are going to rule, and I will be the president. You are not going to rule Germany, buddy. Not going to happen. Yep, not going to happen. Germany is the most populous nation in the 27-nation European Union and a leading member of NATO. No, it's not. It's a sleeping member of NATO who spends 0.9% of GDP on defense. They're freeloaders. Freeloaders. Before the Cold War, they were big participants in NATO, but now they're just useless. Yep. Projections based on exit polls and partial counting put support for Merz's union around 28.5%. The anti-immigration alternative for Germany, about 20.5%, roughly double its result from 2021. By the way, Merz is also anti-immigration. So they don't call the CDU anti-immigration, but they call the AFD anti-immigration. Notice that? Yep. Wow. The hard left party strengthened its position, winning up to 9% of the vote after a remarkable comeback. Yeah, they were wiped out last time. Now they're back. Yep. The Saar-Wagenknecht Alliance was hovering around 5%. So those are also leftists too. So that's 9.5%. That gives them 23%. So anyway, whether Merz will have a majority to form a coalition with Scholz or Social Democrats or need a partner would realistically have to be the Greens. Yeah, they'd have to be the Greens. That's the only way they can do it. Without the AFD, they're going to have the SPD and the Greens to make it. Yeah, it's the only way they make it. So if we go back to 600 seats, you need 300. So 208 for the CDU. SPD is 120. That's 660 seats, right? 630 seats, excuse me. So 208, 328 with the SPD, and 85, 328, 428 minus 15. So they could do it with the Greens. Yeah. Or they could do it with the left, potentially. But that ain't going to happen. So, yeah. Good luck forming a government there. Yep. Good luck forming a government. The left wins Berlin for the first time. Die Linke, or the left party, scored a surprise victory in the German capital, getting 19.5% of the vote. Wow. CDU won 18.3% in Berlin. The Greens suffered a sharp decline, dropping from 22 to 16%. And the AfD went from 9% in Berlin to 15.2%. Wow. Highest turnout since 1990. 82.5% of voters turned out to cast their ballots. Highest one since the wall fell in 1990. AfD, of course, won the most votes in Middle Germany, falsely called Eastern Germany by these clowns. It's actually Mitteldeutschland. Although the AfD came second in the national election with about 20.8%, the provisional results show it was the strongest force in Eastern Germany. They won 34% of the vote in the eastern provinces, or Länder, of Brandenburg, Mecklenburg, West Pomeranian, Saxony, Sachsen-Anhalt, and Thüringen. Yep, as well as the eastern half of Berlin. Wow. AfD's stunning success in states that make up the former East Germany highlights the lasting divisions almost a quarter of a century since the country was unified. The win also reflects the discontent felt by many residents at the difficult process of German reunification since 1990. Wow. So, Meritz is from Nordrhein-Westfalen, got 47.7% of the vote, much better than his party did. His challenger from the SPD got just 21%. Scholz, the outgoing chancellor, narrowly won his constituency in Potsdam with 21.8% of the vote. So the guy who's the chancellor, the guy who's currently the chancellor, couldn't even win 25% of the vote in his own constituency. Pathetic. 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 Yep, that's the situation there. All right, how are we doing over here? All right, down to 317 people. What's going on there? People left. Must be the load shedding. Power is going off in 40 minutes. Jeez. Okay, but you shouldn't have to have mastery just to be safe, be exposed to extreme risk. What's that? What? What is copy talking about? Karen said, Chris, fair enough. I understand. Self-promotion is a bad thing, but as an outro, it's cool too, because the lyrics are truth and what people can expect from you. And no worries, Karen. Look, I'll take it under advisement, and I'll play it for night ones sometimes, or the early morning thing. But I just, the problem is that people make false, claims. And I if you keep doing it, then it gives them some ground. It's like when Trump made the mistake, in my view, in his executive order of saying Afrikaners. When he says, that resettlement through the United States Refugee Admissions Program for Afrikaners in South Africa who were victims of unjust racial discrimination. The only problem I have with that there is it should have said ethnic minorities. It shouldn't have said Afrikaners. It just confused all sorts of things. It lets people make false claims about what actually is happening. So yeah, they stole your Stage Master string guitar. Well, that sucks. We will have to prove we are Neanderthal blood to qualify as Afrikaners. No. Lost my job because of it. It's hard to get back in the industry because of the way the country is heading. Yeah, I agree with that. Where, in your opinion, would be the most... Okay, I already answered that question. What's this? I missed someone here. Jorgis Polonvis. What's the chance of Trump running? No, not going to happen. Okay. Good morning, GB. Player 24 is back. Training after 50. I wonder what happened to the kindergarten cop kid. Yeah, I wonder. Boys have penis, girls have vaginas. I wonder what happened to that kid. Hey, L. Marie Mayer. Good morning to you. Load shedding. Okay. Post your info on my WhatsApp status and Facebook. Hope it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with it, Nico. You can share my channel. That's fine. It's public. It's available for people. Peter Liebenberg, good morning to you. Did you know Eskom's power stations wet the coal to get rid of the dust because it's not good for burning? I'd never heard of that before. That's what I'm saying. I used to burn coal. I never wet the coal. You just put the coal through a sifter. The dust falls off. You throw it in the boiler. That's what we did. I burned anthracite coal to stay warm in the wintertime in Scranton, Pennsylvania as a kid. You had to go down and stoke the fire. Stoke it late at night and stoke it again in the morning. Yep. The good news is anthracite was hard and it burned long and hot. So, yeah. So I've never heard of that. You just shift it. You shake it through a sifter. Anyway, imagine all that coal dust wasn't healthy for me. It's probably a bad thing. On the poll, 3% voted no. That should be reason enough to do it. Upload it. Their girls are being raped in the streets tonight. Germany is a horrific scene. Oh, yeah, Germany's crazy. Yep. Yep. Coal burns better when it's wet. I should know. We've got coal boiler, and we wet the coal so that it burns better. Never heard of that. My list of reasons to stay in South Africa is shrinking rapidly, says Rebel Refugee. Edward Smith, hi there. We're on loads. Yeah, I know. Spot on. Nomenclature was wrong. Ethnic minorities way better, but more complicated. Yes, Isterfok, correct. More complicated. But you know what? It would have circumvented a lot of the stuff with the lies going on. People saying, well, he invited white farmers. He didn't invite farmers. He didn't invite white people. He invited Afrikaners. Yep. Got info yesterday. A person claiming his brother was in a meeting. Escom failed to pay an outstanding debt for all the spike oil. Could be. Much wailing in the Namibian press this morning about U.S. ambassador questioning local journalism. Oh, really? Ooh. Okay. Is that in the Namibian? Look and see. Let's go to the Namibian. Okay. U.S. Embassy questions. Oh, there it is. Wow. That's news for me. I hadn't seen that. U.S. Embassy questions Namibian media independence sparks concerns over press freedom. Wow. Why am I getting ads on this all of a sudden? It's not supposed to be getting ads. Huh. The ads are still here. That's weird. Well, they must have found a way to overcome it. The Namibian, pretty clever programmers there. Oops, that's not right. It's the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Using two windows here. There it is. The managing director and editor of the Namibian, Tangani Amupadi, has rejected attempts by the United States to use advertising as a means to question whether the news organization represents U.S. foreign policy. So the Namibian is upset. The Americans are saying that the media is not independent, and the way they show they're not independent is by not allowing the U.S. government to pay for advertising space. Hello, pot. This is Kettle. You're black. They prove their independence by doing exactly what a state media outlet would do. They ban. Only in Africa, folks. Only in Africa. The United States Department of State, represented by U.S. Embassy, is undergoing broad scrutiny in its services to ensure resources are aligned with its highest priorities. This includes reviewing all spending to ensure alignment with the Secretary of State's priorities. The embassy was asked not to subscribe to any media subscriptions that do not align with department goals, such as making America safer and stronger. Yesterday, Amupadi said the news organization's journalism is not dictated by U.S. government's agenda. We do not determine how we do our journalism depending on whether the U.S. government advertises or not. The embassy mentioned American interests, and my response is that we do not do our work depending on someone's agenda. We report and do our work based on free press principles and good independent journalism. Our response is that Namibia is an independent news organization that provides news and information services. We believe that's important for individuals and institutions, especially like the government, to make informed decisions. So we believe even the U.S. government, U.S. Embassy, U.S. Department of State will benefit from the kind of services that we provide. The privately owned Windhoek Observer received similar requests from the embassy, confirmed yesterday by assistant editor. Wow. So they prove exactly what his point was. That's funny. Carl S. Jun says, Chris, could Zimbabwe whites apply for refugee status? No. Are you in Zimbabwe, Carl? It's not made available. You can apply for refugee status anytime you want from any country in the world. You can, but the odds of getting approved are pretty slim unless you're in a group of people that are specifically designated, in this case, Afrikaners, in South Africa. If you are considered an Afrikaner and you're in South Africa, maybe you could get it even if you have Zimbabwe nationality. So, you could apply, but, that's not a question I can answer. That's up to whatever the standards for the program will be, and that has not been released. Not been released. What do you think of the developing deal between Germany and Canada to source fuel from Canada, rather say? I haven't seen anything on that. Good on them. Let them try it. Canada can't provide enough LNG like the U.S. can. Yep. Yeah, how do you operate a pulverized fuel boiler if you wet the coal? It doesn't make any sense. Good morning from PE. Anton Muller said a while ago, I looked at the job opportunities in America that I qualify for. There were 1,000 at the same time. In South Africa, there were 2 posts. That was for BE, exactly. Maybe it takes a lot of USAID money and has an LGBT agenda. Yep, it sure does. Yep. Sure does. So let's go to the Allgemeine Zeitung from Namibia and see if they say anything about it. So the Allgemeine Zeitung, die kleine Leinwand präsentiert. Well, that was Humphrey Bogart. That was Humphrey Bogart, man. Check it out. Casablanca. Okay. Nothing there. A pope. 15 years without results. Workplace on time. Nothing here about it in this. I didn't even know they did English. Now they're doing English. Anyway, that's the Allgemeine Zeitung from Windhoek, the German language daily. Pretty garbled story. Yeah, I think it is. They're just playing the victim here. Whatever. They're not happy they're not getting free money anymore. People can't freeload and they get upset about it. Yeah, Anton, I'm sure there are more than 1,000 jobs. You know, we've got at least 13 million jobs unfilled in this country. Jobs everywhere, from ditch diggers to freaking astrophysicists. Yep, lots of jobs. I think a white dude from Zimbabwe has a shot at a lot of Western countries for asylum, just my opinion. Yeah, I agree, Istafak. I think so. Particularly if you're still in Zimbabwe. Yep, you can make the argument. That's asylum, though. But you got to get to the country for asylum. I think refugee status, a different story. So, yeah, it's important to make the distinction there, folks. Important to make the distinction. All right, Kobus is off to work. That's good news. You got a job. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to end the poll. 300 plus votes. And we got how many here? Why is it not ending over here? Oh, this is annoying. YouTube is, oh, that's frozen. No, it's not frozen. What's going on? Why is it not showing up over here, YouTube? Anyway, weird. I ended the poll and it didn't show up over here. It just disappeared. YouTube. I have to do a print screen now and then save that in PowerPoint. Come over here. Okay. Paste. There we go. All right. Wow, that's oof. Now I got two screens on here, so I've got to cut and paste. I got to shrink this thing down way down. That's a lot of crap there to come down, okay? And save this image. It's going to be, oh, come on. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Oh, my goodness. What a mess this has become. So small. Okay, came out all right. All right, got it. Saved it. Cool beans. Okay. LSR says not only Afrikaners are suffering, all whites are feeling it very badly. Why do people keep saying Afrikaners? English-speaking whites have been heavily discriminated. Why do people keep saying it? Because that's what the executive order says, LSR. Why are you asking for that? I mean, are you paying attention to any of my videos? I've read it to you. The executive order says Afrikaners. And I've said I don't agree with that. So why are people saying it? Because that's what the order says. Until that's clarified, and the embassy puts something about ethnic minorities, and it's not just whites. It's not just whites. You're not the only ones suffering. Coloreds and Indians are also suffering. And people that deny that are just being dishonest and disingenuous. Busy job searching. Wife jobless for 4 months now after retrenchment. I'm having a hard time finding something better than what I have now. Yeah, no, that's true. Age discrimination is rampant in South Africa. Marco Rubio should be in jail for the 111th Congress did. And he was on the Senate Intelligence Committee of all things. What did the 111th Congress do that hurt your feelings, Holden? I had to start a company as I could not find a job. I'm sure I can do it in USA. Yeah, no doubt. We're not receiving state pensions, Chris. There's no way to help us, Zimbabwe folks. Is there no way to help us? Carl, where are you at? Are you in Zimbabwe? I mean, if you're not in Zimbabwe, there are ways to help people in South Africa. I'm not sure how to help you in Zimbabwe. I've been in Zimbabwe in 20 years. It's dangerous. Oil and coal might work for a little while until everything gets clogged up. All minorities are suffering. Exactly. Just saw that and black folks are suffering too. Because of the caters. My pot plants have been stolen. What the hell do they want with pot plants? Jeez. Pot, like in marijuana, or potted plants? Potted plants, as in or they pot marijuana, daga. Well, I know what they want with daga, if that's what it is. Okay, most English-speaking whites are just like the ANC. Ooh, Napoleon, I don't think that's true. Potted plants. Thank you. That's why I ask. Pot plants are different than potted plants. Big distinction there. Carl, where are you at? South Africa or are you in Zimbabwe? You're in Zimbabwe. Okay. there's been no effort to help people in Zimbabwe. We let Zimbabweans come here. Have you ever applied to come to the United States? I met Zimbabweans, white Zimbabweans, who were in North Carolina when I came back. And when was that? When I come back, and it was 2001. Yeah, 2001. Yeah. Good Lord, stealing potted plants. Well, Amerikaner says, post is wrong. Coloreds and Indians are considered black under the law and are not discriminated against. That's horseshit. That's just window dressing. The law says they're considered black, and so are Chinese, but coloreds and Indians are discriminated under the law. 100%. Just because the law doesn't say it, stop it. That's just dishonest. Oh, gotcha, LSR. Appreciate it. Okay. Well, and I just said that, Veritas. I just said that. No, I know I'm right about this. I know 100%. I've seen it up close and personal. I've seen coloreds and Indians be discriminated against, especially Indians, but also coloreds. Look, coloreds aren't black enough for blacks. They aren't white enough for whites, and that's the history they've had. And they're a bit of both, DNA-wise, but they're their own culture, their own community, and multiple communities inside that. Kapsa, you've got Cape Coloreds, you've got Muslims, you've got Griquas, you've got Damaras, you got all kinds of people there. Yep. Where can I apply to work from home for a company in America? Veronica, you're thinking ahead, whether there's a refugee program or not. I don't know the answer on that, Veronica, but what I can do is I know a couple people who do that, and I will ask for if there's any contacts for that, okay? Yeah, come back and ask that question in a later stream. Don't send me an email. I got so many emails. But I'll ask somebody and see if we can find out. But a lot of South Africans, that's something I talked about with Neil Diamond, which most people never talk about. I said, if in fact sanctions were to come from the U.S., which aren't planned for, but if they did, what would happen to the thousands of South Africans who work for American firms remotely? A lot of white South Africans in particular only survive because they're making a good wage from American companies by outsourcing or for working for them from South Africa. True statement. I don't know if that's true if the Japanese were considered honorary whites. I don't know. Don't know. Indians are classified as white. Do you know that? And now everyone's calling people of color, but they're not. They're Caucasian. Arabs are also considered white. Yep, in America. They're considered white. Yep, that's a court decision. Require black ownership. Both Indians and coloreds are black. They won't have a problem proving discrimination. No, they won't. They won't have any problem. You've got a very narrow set of blinders on there, Amerikaners. They won't have any problem proving it. None whatsoever. All you got to do is show 5 rejected. And so the one email where they actually sent you the truth and said, can't take you. You're not black. I work for a company that exclusively gets material from America. Do you think we would be affected by sanctions? Yes, if there were sanctions in Gema. Yeah. If they're in sanctions, you would be devastated by it. And that's why it's not happening. And of course, the media are lying about it. So the article that I'm going to do a video about after this from Al Jazeera says the following. Where's it at? Where's that damn article at? There it is. Okay. They mentioned sanctions a couple times, and there are no sanctions. It's just total fiction. Find and page. I love the find and page feature from browsers. Where the hell is it at now? There it is. Okay. Sanctions. Okay. Okay, this month must call for sanctions against Malema. No, that's not it. Previous one. Instead, blame Trump's sanctions on South Africa's government. There are no sanctions on South Africa's government. There are no sanctions. This is total fiction lie. This is what black supremacists and racists and white liberals always complain about. Same in Zimbabwe. There are no sanctions on Zimbabwe. It doesn't exist. Look up the Treasury Department. I made countless videos about this. I showed the references to the Treasury Department. There are no sanctions. If I'm dumb enough to invest my money in Zimbabwe, that's on me. If I want to go to Zimbabwe, that's on me. I'm not prohibited from going there. I can't go to Cuba legally. That's illegal. But I can go to Zimbabwe. I can invest in Zimbabwe if I'm dumb enough to do it. There are no sanctions in Zimbabwe. It's on ZANU-PF, corrupt officials and human rights abusers and state-owned enterprises that are involved in it. Yep, and then they say Trump's executive order against South Africa went beyond sanctioning the country for Expropriation Act and included land-based in South Africa's position against Israel. And that's the end of that article. That's all they talk about. They even mention Iran and the nuclear program. According to BE Act, black people is a generic term which refers to Africans. Okay. What is the effort here? What's the point of bringing this up, Xander? You're the third person. I mean, you and Amerikaners keep going about it. Who cares about the law? Who cares about the law? Do you really think the law applies when someone walks up to an immigration officer for an interview for refugee status for the United States, for a special class of people who are being racially discriminated against, and they're going to make the distinction that, well, I'm sorry, you're kind of brown, so you couldn't possibly be discriminated against because we looked at South African law. The law is the problem. Are you not getting this? 142 fucking laws discriminating against people in South Africa. And you're going to tell me that the law says that Indians and coloreds aren't discriminated against. But we can prove they're discriminated against. I mean, who cares? This is a stupid conversation. Yeah. Exactly, Calpy. Thank you. When you fill out forms, there's a race breakdown. Your general request to identify your race. Statement of fact. Statement of fact. If you have the opportunity to come to San Diego, take it. San Diego is the most amazing city in the U.S., and everything outside the city is conservative. John, San Diego is nice. It's not the most amazing city in America. I think you're overselling it there, but it's a nice place. But unfortunately, you find yourself in California, land of freaks and wannabes. Jewish community, the Portuguese community that fled from Angola, Mozambique, the Lebanese community that fled. We have so many minorities out. True, Sandra. True. You need a new way to thinking, moving from cococracies. Do you also have the drive in the U.S.? What's this? Do you also have this drive in the USA towards a cashless society? There was an effort to try to start that nonsense, but that's gone. It's out the window for now. This 15-minute cities are impossible in America. It's impossible. Impossible. There's no way you can do it. You can't do it. There's no public transport here at all. There's no buses here. There's no trains here. There's no trams here. How am I supposed to go 15 minutes? The thousands of people that live around me have no way to go. And this is one little spot in central Pennsylvania, located only 15 minutes from major metropolitan area. We're only 15 minutes away. 15 minutes away from Berlin, I can take the streetcar into Berlin. 15 minutes away from Bonn, I can take the train into Bonn. Take the bus in Paris, 15 minutes. 15 minutes in Paris is 5 blocks. You can't do that here. That's insanity. What are people in Wyoming supposed to do? Starve to death? 15-minute cities? No, that stupidity is an effort the left tried to put in here. It's gone. It ain't going to happen. And what was the other one there? Cashless. Yeah, there's been effort to go cashless, but no, cash is king. It still counts for about 21% of all transactions. Sometimes the estimates are even higher than that, 1/3 or more. But there has been effort to go that way. That's correct. Enforce veganism? Nobody's trying to enforce veganism. To destroy the beef industry. That's insane. We have an upcoming visit to July to America. What happens if the refugee thing is released while we were there? Well, Monica Heyman, I would do the following. Are you staying for a long time? I mean, you're probably not going to get a hearing. They're going to do a background check on you. I mean, it's probably online would be my guess. I mean, this is supposition. You're asking me to make supposition over the unknowns. So my unknown would be this. If you're in America, traveling as a tourist or a business person for a trip, the program opens up, you want to get into it, go online, apply for it, give your home address, give your home phone number, email. Finish your trip, you get home. Oh, look, there's someone reached out to me. That's what I would do. You're not living here. However, if you're on an H-2A visa living here as a migrant, you can't do it. Can't do it. So, Monica, you gave me very much a what if, and I've given you a reasonable answer. Don't know if I'm correct, but I suspect I am. No matter what color you are, you also deserve a bit of sunlight in life. There are blacks being discriminated against by blacks. Exactly, Eternal Bear. And how many times have I said that? That's why it's so funny to see these hate wankers steal my content and distort it and lie about me, because I've defended everyone who's been persecuted here. I don't make any distinction. Oh, Neville got his power back. Steve Young says, good morning. This is not about color. It's about America being pissed off. Exactly. See, that's the worst part about this. This is all, and that's what I'm going to put in my video tonight. This is all about something that's not even germane here. Yes, Afrikaners are mentioned here. Yes, it's talked about in discrimination. But they also talk about Israel and the ICJ. And then the thing that everyone's ignoring, except me, show me a journalist that's talking about this. Show me one journalist talking about Iran and nuclear program. Good God, do you need a hammer to hit you over the head, ANC? Do you need a hammer to hit you over the head, IOL, News 24, ENCA, SABC, Newsroom Africa. What is wrong with you dunderheads? Read the frickin' order. It says right there, reinvigorating its relations with Iran, including commercial, military, and nuclear arrangements. Do you honestly think the United States is going to let you do nuclear arrangements with Iran? I can't imagine a scenario in which the United States would ever attack South Africa. But if you start trading, if you don't back off a nuclear arrangement with Iran, you're going to get hurt you're going to hit right where it hurts. Unbelievable. Education, upskilling, raise society, NC should have maintained and built infrastructure and educate. Yeah, exactly. Should have, but they didn't. In a recent BBC article, but under the country's black economic power policy, firms are required to have 30% ownership by black people, called BE races, currently only 3%. I don't understand what your point is there, Etienne Boyens. What's your point? Currently only 3%. What is 3%? What is 3%? You're not going to tell me that BE is 3% of what? 3% of what? 3% equity? That's horseshit. All these big companies have offloaded 30% of their equity so they can do business with the government. So it's owned by black organizations. And that's stupid anyway. What's a black organization? That's stupid. Oh, you're typing more. 3% of the country's top companies are owned by black South Africans. This is what pisses me off. Why is it the fault of whites that there are no big black corporate companies in fact? Because they don't create anything. They don't create anything. All the companies that have been created since 1994 that have succeeded, none of them are black created by black-owned businesses. There are rare exceptions. They're mostly created by other people. Sorry, Etienne, you were typing text. I thought you were writing something there. Got it. Do you know how many people from South Africa are going to get in the wrong side of the car when they get in there? I don't know. James, the hard part will be for people who get in the wrong side of the car to drive, or they get in the correct side of the car and then they're lost with the turn indicator, the windscreen wiper, and with the gear shift. That's what's going to get. What happened to the American Airlines flight yesterday? No idea. I didn't hear anything about American Airlines flight. I was busy focusing on German elections. Rubio could probably be the last defense of the Bush dynasty, and the state has to redact the declassification of JFK. Wow. Well, Holden, you got some serious conspiracy theories there. The Seth Rich thing is definitely questionable. The order does not fit their narrative. Correct, Carl. Just need a Silverado, Tesla, Hyundai. I don't want any of those. Why does he get involved when his country is falling apart? Chris Ramaphosa said Friday that he would invite Ukrainian counterpart. Oh, no idea what's going on there. Lots of solidarity with Islam and liberation circles despite slavery. Yep. Friend lives in Somerset West, and when the power goes, the pumps in the reservoir die. Also no water. Well, that sucks. Mainstream media here in South Africa is saying Zelensky is meeting show. Yeah, no, I've heard that too. Donny van Beneka, welcome to you. Yeah, I've heard that too, but I haven't seen anywhere. American Airlines flight escorted to Romania. Oh yeah, I didn't know it was American Airlines flight. I heard about that. Yeah. It was a false alarm. There was no bomb. Yeah, no, I heard about that. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was American Airlines flight. Why was American Airlines flight landing in Romania? It must have been flying from Greece or something like that. Adapting driving right-hand drive takes 30 minutes. You say that, Neville, but try being, as I said before, driving a left-handed automatic transmission with the windshield indicator on the right, or with the wiper on the right and the turn indicator on the left. Drive to work, get out of the car, jump in your other vehicle after you inspect it, get inside on the other side of the car with a standard transmission, not an automatic, with the turn indicator and the wipers reversed. And good luck on that one. That was my day every day in Botswana. Also waiting for more information. It takes time. We are hot full by NC's policies. Yep. Yeah, people need to stop the racist association. Everything goes deep in the race. I see it as fairness to all and get rid of communists. Yeah, I agree. Can I talk cars? You're welcome to talk cars. The Ford F-150 is a hell of a pickup truck, but they are expensive, about $50,000. The Toyota Tacoma is amazing. Yeah, it's great. I've thought about buying a Toyota Tacoma, yep. But I really want a new SUV. My problem is I have a 2004 Toyota 4Runner V8, almost 500 horsepower, fantastic. Great, but I'm not going to drive that across country. I need a new car so I can drive across country. You know, I want to do that. It's been a while since I've done a cross-country trip. And my Chrysler won't, there's no way I'm driving my Chrysler across the country. So I need a newer car. But I don't have the money. I don't have money. Joe Biden's inflation just eviscerated me. So let's see if I can find Toyota Tacoma. You can talk cars if you want. Toyota Tacoma. Okay. I don't want used. I want new. Screw this used nonsense. I want new. New. I don't want new Toyota coming for sale near me. I don't want Carfax. Ugh. Bobby Rahal Toyota. I'll go there. Faulkner Toyota of Harrisburg. Let's try Bobby Rahal. Okay. That one's closer. Okay, there we go. Okay, website. Here we go. Come on. All right. You can check. Okay, here we go. Bobby Rahal. There we go. Toyota Tacoma. Shop new. 462. They got 462 vehicles in stock. That's a RAV. I don't want a RAV. I want a Tacoma. 28 Tacomas in stock. There we go. All right. 42,000 for 2024. 43,000 sport, four-wheel, double cab. 43,000. Okay, well they've got a discount there. So, okay. 45,000. This one's awesome. I love that. Four-wheel double cab. Yeah, maybe I'll get a truck. 46,000. I don't like these colors though. They all look the same. Silver, no, I don't like silver. White's okay. A lot of gray ones here. 50,000 for that one. Oof, 2.4 liter engine. These are pussies. 2.4 liter engine. I have a 4.7 liter engine. Why would I downgrade to a 8-speed automatic, 8-speed automatic, 8-speed automatic, 8-speed automatic? No, I don't like that. Why would I downgrade a 2.4 liter engine when I have a 4.7? All right, Steve, take care. Ocean Infinity has reached the new search area for missing. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Thanks, Steve. Keep us up to date on that. Question: do you think when they audit Fort Knox, all the gold? Yeah, I think it'll be there. Be surprised if it's missing. What's your opinion on owning a Tesla? I would own one. They're outrageously priced. They look hideous, and the batteries are toxic. And when they break, they cost you a fortune. Not a fan. Not a fan. Starlink, SpaceX, big fan. Tesla, not a fan. When all those tariffs hit, those Japanese parts are going to cost a fortune. You should buy American. Americanas, Toyotas are American. They're manufactured here. Yep, my Toyota was made in Japan, but these are made in America. Made in America, buddy. So parts are made right here in America, not in Japan. Nice try. $1 million for a double cab. Yep. Oh yeah, RJ, 4.7 liter engine. Yeah, oh, V8. Yeah. I had that truck in South Africa. Ooh, yeah, I drove that. Left-hand drive, V8, 4.7 liter engine. Man, that thing drank petrol. Ooh. Yeah, I drove that truck. I've driven it in all over the United States, from the East Coast down to Florida back up to here. And I've driven it in all over Europe. It's been to Austria. It's been to Germany, Switzerland, France, all over. And then I've driven it in Botswana, Namibia. Thank you for your membership, Elmarie Maya. South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa, Eswatini. Yep, all over the place. And then Uganda and Ethiopia as well. Why can't they import the mighty Hilux? Oh, we don't like the Hilux. That's a wimpy little thing that they sell in South Africa. No, I think, do they have the Hilux? Let me see. No, we don't do the Hilux. Yeah, I didn't think so. We do the 4Runner though. I love 4Runners. That's what I have. Let me see. But the 4Runners are not. They're tiny now, and they're weird looking. So I have a 4.7 liter engine. This is a 2.4 liter engine. It's a turbo though, so it supposedly gets you a lot more. They won't tell me the price on that one. So it's the red one looks good, gray. Yeah, $57,000. So I bought a one that was what did I pay for it? $38,000. It's a $48,000 truck. I paid $38,000 for it brand new. So this one's $57,000, and it has the same mileage, but an engine less than half the size as mine. It's a 2.4 liter engine. It gets the same mileage I get in a 4.7 liter engine. And cars are getting better. Don't do tiny trucks. Trucks are huge. Yeah, Ford F-250. That's a big one. Yep. Land Cruiser, that's for rich people, man. I don't have a Land Cruiser. My wife wants an old school Mustang. Okay, interesting. Tacoma is a Hilux. No, it's not. The only thing that's similar is the 4Runner in the past. Mine is similar to the Fortuner in South Africa, but you had like a 2.4 liter engine and a 4.7 liter engine. But the wheelbase is almost the same styling. What's your fuel cost if you convert it to rand per liter? Oh, I have no idea. It's what, 3+ gallons per, or 3+ liters per gallon. You know, and the fuel is also half what it was on the peak of Joe Biden. It was $5 a gallon here, which is insane. Now we're down to $2.85, $3 a gallon. So $3 a gallon. So that's over about $1 a liter. So $1 a liter is going to be 20 rand, same price. Land Cruiser, no thank you. There's a super chat. The knob rocket Leon Schreiber spraying water on Chinese, and yet I have to wait 6 to 12 months for 2 adopted kids' name change and start 250 days as minister. Will never vote DA again. There you go, Fred. Did you see my video about him? Wasn't that fascinating? That was unbelievable. So this is the Chinese, and somebody wrote to me and said this is a good thing. It's a good thing, but you're missing the point, buddy. My point wasn't whether it was good or bad. My point was that this was inappropriate. Chinese spend a quarter. Each Chinese tourist spends 1/4 the amount of money that somebody from North America spends, and probably about 40% of what a European spends in South Africa. You would think you'd want to get Europeans and Americans to come to South Africa because that's where the real money is. But no, they want to focus on China. So Fly South Air flight, apparently they fly to China now. I didn't know that. Didn't even know this plane was big enough to fly to China. Look at it. It's but anyway, this flight came in and they decided to honor it with big water jets shooting over the runway as the plane landed to welcome the Chinese tourists coming in. This is Leon Schreiber from the DA. These people are insane. It's like OR Tambo, if I'm not mistaken, where there's no damn water. What was the purpose of that? I mean, what does that serve? I don't get that. Why are you highlighting that nonsense? Ford Ranger. We don't do Rangers here either. That's a South African thing. Love Hummer one, but Hummers are crazy expensive. There's a super chat from Veritas. 2 Mustang Roche. Okay. So wow. Okay. No, I'm not a Ford fan. I'm not a GM fan. I'm not a Chrysler fan. I do like Toyota, and I liked BMW. Yep. Land Cruiser pickup is essentially a wheeled AK-47. The guys with the Hiluxes pull away from my little champ. In that case, I'm packing my Jeep straight. Dino says, good morning. Beautiful people, may God be with us. Yeah, no kidding. That'd be great. Heidi Roberts say, I love cars and speed and can listen for hours, even have my own pink toolbox. Wow, there you go, Heidi. That's pretty cool. Selling my 33-year-old Toyota truck for $1,500. Wow, Beth. That's pretty good. 33 years old. My Toyota 4Runner is 21 years old now. So it's almost an antique. Yeah, Christian, the math isn't right. It's more than 3 liters to a gallon. It's like almost 4 liters to a gallon. So you need to add more to that. Or no, maybe less anyway. 14-liter rand is not cheap. It was 4 rand 90 when I lived in Botswana to buy gas in South Africa. Okay. Now everybody's talking cars. Very common. It's just a wash. People should do research before commenting. I'm sorry. Are you trying to claim that was just a wash for a plane? Is that what you're trying to claim? Are you serious? You're saying that with a straight face? Or am I misunderstanding what you're talking about here? So you're claiming that was just a wash. That's how they wash the planes? Is that what you're saying, Amma? Really? Okay. I'll accept your argument if that's what you're making. But the problem with that argument is that this claim came from the Minister of Home Affairs, Leon Schreiber. Not from me. This is his tweet. With our Springbok proudly affixed to the side, the first airplane full of Chinese tourists facilitated by Home Affairs' groundbreaking digital trusted tour operator scheme was welcomed to South Africa last night under a water salute. The GNU is growing tourism to create jobs. 1:20 a.m. on the 23rd of February, 2025. Leon Schreiber claimed that that was a water salute. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe, Amma, your comment is about something else and I missed it. But that's what he said, not me. It's not very common. I've never seen a plane washed in that fashion in my entire life. Where's Arctic at when you need him? There he's Arctic. Do you wash planes like that as they walk down as it rolls down the taxiway to its parking apron? Is that how we wash planes? You can correct me if I'm wrong, Arctic. I mean, because Leon Schreiber said it was a water salute. New influenza outbreak. Yeah, but it didn't go inside the plane. Good morning, refugees. There's Arctic right there. He must have just shown up. Good timing, Arctic. James says, good morning, creating an app in regards to the refugee executive order. I would like you to have a look at it. Do you have me in WhatsApp or Telegram, James? If not, you'll have to use the email. Yeah, I'm happy to look at it. Goodbye, Monica. Okay, my dad farmed in a Hilux. That thing was a weapon. Can't die. Yeah, they're great. Hilux are fantastic. I love them in Africa. We just don't have them here. Morning, Colonel, from an overcast George. Hey, Johan Dutoy. Okay. Probably paid all their expenses plus the water bill. Yeah, and there's no water. Water there. So pin of the U.S. isn't big. Mitsubishi. We have Mitsubishis, but we're not huge. Pajero's okay. It's just, those are tiny, though. Well, I had a Pajero when I was in Tunisia. That was the brand new Pajero, and it was great, but it's tiny. It didn't have any balls. Okay, friends. Funko Dutoy, take care. Okay. In the Himbas, exclusive use Ford F-50. Really? Okay, I didn't know that line of sand. Okay. Ford F-150s are great trucks. Give me a refund, a cockwash. Oh, okay. Ama's being facetious. I don't know, because Ama's put some stuff in here and claimed something the other day. Okay. Sorry, maybe I misread it. So the last apparent uncorrupted DA members are Dean and Cilliers. Dean McPherson? Highly optimistic. Good morning, Colonel Wyatt. I'm sure you did mention this in one of your previous videos, but I can't find it now. Can the refugee program be canceled? Yeah, I have mentioned it over and over again. It can be suspended and ended. It can be frozen. Yep. But your question isn't that. Your question is, if you receive refugee status and come to America, can you be sent home? Well, I've answered this many times. If you commit a crime, regardless whether the program gets canceled or not, you can have your status stripped away from you. If you defraud the government by fraudulently claiming refugee status, then you're granted that, and they find out later on, they can remove you. If a different administration comes in power, which is where you're going with this, they can't simply send you home. The threat must be diminished. It must have disappeared. And beyond that, refugees never go home. That's why we don't want them. They don't go home. Librarians came here in 1990 for 3 years. They're here 35 years later and still whining about us giving money to the librarian, trying to get us to interfere in librarian affairs, giving them millions of dollars every year. Yeah, 35 years later. And they live in Minneapolis. They live in Chicago. They live in Maryland. Big clusters of librarians. I'm nothing against librarians. I'm just saying, but this is what they do. And they've been here 35 years and they refuse to go back. And they get away with it. The government extends their status all the time. And they aren't even applying to become Americans. So highly optimistic. I hope that answers your question. Basic thing says, if you come to America as a refugee, as long as you don't break the law, you're not going anywhere. And if you come here and you apply for citizenship and get accepted, then they can never send you home. Ever, 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 ever. Even if things become kumbaya wherever you came from. Because you're an American now. Have you guys seen this? Yes, citizen concern. Well, Choppies. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad she spoke about Nota. It's only been a week. Well, she's pissed some people off with some of her content. And I'm still waiting for a response from her. So let me see. It's Monday now. Maybe she's responded now. Okay, hang on a second here. No, she still hasn't read my message from Friday. Or she has it, I don't know if she's read it. Got a message from Dean Chansey telling me that everybody's excited in South Africa about my commentary. Okay. That's cool. Thank you, Dean. And South Africans currently in U.S. with refugee status to be sent back. There are, what South Africans in U.S. refugee status? I'm not aware of a single South African in America with refugee status. I don't know any. Who do you know that's in South Africa refugee status? We've never classified South Africans as being eligible for refugee status, to my knowledge. There might be people in America who've gotten asylum from South Africa. I don't even think that's the case because it would have been all over the news. Remember the guy in Canada? Yeah, I don't know anyone. Don't know why they're using hoses to wash the plane. Exactly. Do Americans still like to do the camp? Oh, God, yes. Americans camp all the damn time. Yeah, it's a huge business. Huge business. What's the name of that place right down the road here? We got lots of them. We got Gander Mountain. We've got Bass Pro Shops. What's the one? Let's see, Capital Cities Mall. Okay, Capital Cities Mall. Here we go. I'm going to see if they got a picture. No, that's not going to get me what I want. Okay. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to find what this store is called. There it is. That's what I want right there. Sportsman's Warehouse. There we go. Got a website? There you go. Sportsman's Warehouse. Here you go. Camp Hill. It's just down the road from me a little ways. Okay. So they got hunting, shooting. There you go. Handguns, modern sporting rifles, receivers, used guns, binoculars, ammunition, magazines, gun safes, cases, locks, tactical self-defense, targets, clay shooting, fishing. Why does it not give me fishing? Camping. There you go. Camping. Camping tents. I don't like this. You got to pick each category. Anyway, there's also an REI near me, Recreational Equipment Incorporated. That's a co-op. I'm a member of that. Amos says that Gareth Cliff says he doesn't want to be a refugee. Interesting take on rejecting refugees' Trump offer. Okay, thanks for sharing. I mean, why in the world would Gareth Cliff become a refugee in America? He's rich and famous in South Africa. Why would he come here? There was a white South African trying for asylum a while ago, but he got booted. That was in Canada. 4-minute session once again, but I have to go. All right, stay curious. Take care. Not about that. It's about the host country knowledge that the asylum was required. More like worthy of attention. What's worthy of attention, Amma? What are you getting at? That's not incomplete thought. What's worthy of attention? Look, I'm entertaining your comments here, and I know you're trolling, so just explain yourself, or I'll ignore them. Time for that stuff at freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Okay, that's crashed once again. Damn, YouTube. Every time I gotta freaking do this stuff. Really getting old. They've got. What the heck? Am I no longer live? Am I no longer live? YouTube is not showing me live here. Oh, there it is. Good God. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You know, YouTube's got all kinds of challenges. Now it wouldn't show me live. I had to mess around with some settings. 4 years ago, I installed a full solar system, insufficient panels power. Then I requested Escom to remove the infrastructure, which they did. Save me. Well, that's great, but now they're going to charge you anyway just because you have panels. Show yourself to be a person of integrity and good morals. Work hard. Make the effort. Seem like you. No, you wouldn't be sent back arbitrarily. No one's going to send anybody back arbitrarily. All right, Kathleen, have a good day. Anika Van Eden. I came in late to chat. Is there any news regarding the refugee? No, there's no news. See, here's the thing. Where's Ame? So, Ama Tun Foshir, your presumption is that this program is about refugees. It's not. It's not. It's just the news item of the day. That's what's going on now. It's what people want to know about. This program is about news. It's about analysis. It's about promoting Basutu, Afrikaans, and Tswana culture. It's about promoting Africa. It's about analysis of what's going on. It's about politics, about culture, language, religion. It's not about that. You're also making a false presumption that I give a shit about the refugee program. I really don't. I don't. I'm just reporting on it. And so, you're like, well, it's worthy of that. Well, the problem with your argument, Amma, is that there's no one in mainstream media and very few in alternative media telling the truth about what's going on. They're all talking about, well, we're not going to go. We're not going. And they keep talking to rich people. We're not going to go. We're not going to go. Oh, Agri-SA, no one's going to leave. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Let's do a poll right now. 319 people here right now. Let's do a poll. And you can only vote once, Amma, so you won't be able to convert the poll. So, there you go. There you go. So there's a poll. Guys can vote in that poll. Line in the sand. Okay, take care. Have a good day. Alexander, I thought that's true, but I mean, the news reports aren't saying that, so I hope you're right. Chris also woke now, doesn't know if he's live. What does that mean, Michael Marks? Magda, Georgia program, thank you. Can ESCOM, from legal standpoint, ever charge people for it? I don't know if they can, but they say they're going to do it, so that's what's confusing. They would charge us for air if they could. Alexander says, I'm wealthy, and I'm definitely going, yeah. I didn't see that comment, Emma, so that's not what I'm talking about. I didn't call you an attention seeker. I said you're trolling. There's a difference. Although attention seeking is a form of trolling. But no, I said you're trolling with this. I mean, you want me to talk about Gareth Cliff, or do you want me to watch Gareth Cliff? I do watch Gareth Cliff. I appear on his program. But rich South Africans telling people that they're not going to America is a part of the story. And I don't need to tell that part of the story because it's not being neglected. It's all over. It's all over the media. But an objective reporter will admit that that's the case. And I've done that. But I don't need to talk to somebody that says, I'm not going. What's the point of that? That's not being covered. That's covered by the news. They find people all the time. Are you going? No, I'm not going. I'm privileged. I'm white. I have a swimming pool. And I have 3 maids. And I'm not going anywhere. Well, great. That's what all the stories are. So why would I cover that? I mean, why would people watch my content just because I echo and do what everyone else does? I look for the real stories. I expose the frauds. I expose the propaganda, and I give you genuine analysis. The news story that I'm going to comment on when I make a video when this thing is over is going to blow the doors off of bogus journalism. And I'm not attacking the journalist, but this is a very lazy or dishonest story. Now, the journalist may not have written all this. It may have been the editor who did it, so that's why I'm not attacking the journalist. This is a weak story. It's full of crap, and you're going to see it when I do it. So, I haven't said worth completing the I-590 form and just keeping it handy. Well, I mean, if you want to, that's your business. I don't even know that's going to be the form that you need to come. This is an in-country refugee program. That's not normal. Normally, you're out of the country in a UNHCR refugee camp somewhere like Chad or South Sudan or Uganda or Somalia. You're not normal, or Kenya. You're not normally in country. We've done it before. We did it in Cuba. We did it in Bosnia-Herzegovina. We've done it in a few other places. But normally, you can't be a refugee in a country. And legal definition of refugee internationally is someone who is outside the country of their origin. Inside the country, if you have to move fleeing a war or persecution, that is an internally displaced person. But nobody in South Africa who would qualify for this program is internally displaced. You haven't gone anywhere. You're living in Pretoria East. You're living in Soshanguve. You're living in Alexandria. You're living in Sandton. You're living in Paarl and Stellenbosch. You're living in Khayelitsha. You're living somewhere, and you haven't moved because of the threat. You're being offered a gift by Trump, and it's in country. So the rules are not the same as normal. We're gonna have to wait and see. So. That most people don't talk about taking or not taking companies check breeding can print passports. I don't know what you're saying there, Hotful Bikers. Sandra says, we're here to listen to Chris, an expert intelligence officer with decades experience rather than listening to a woke journalist. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. They're charging you for network access, which is legal. How is it legal if you're not on the network? Maybe that's not legal. Okay, Jan says, I'm busy in the background, but listening for those that missed last night. Just go look at the last 20 minutes. It was epic. Hope this isn't political posturing. Who knows? Why would it be political posturing? Well, they announced that load shedding will be over for a while. The rodent Zelensky is fully agree with Gareth Cliff. I didn't say he was entitled. That's your language, not mine. I never said Gareth Cliff is entitled. Don't even spread that rumor. Don't even tell someone. I never said that. I said rich people. Didn't say entitled. Being rich isn't entitled. People who are rich earn it. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're not. That's not yours legitimately. Yep. Entitled gives the impression that somebody's just. It also gives the impression someone thinks they're better than someone else. I don't know that Gareth thinks he's better than anybody else. He's cock funny at times, that's for sure. But my issue is, why isn't Trump just offering full citizenship? Because why would we offer full citizenship? Seriously, you're going to let people come on your team and you never try them out? You know, we don't take 16-year-olds to play for the Stormers. They play for the under-20 team. We don't take 18-year-olds to play for the Springboks. They play for the under-20 team. They show their mettle, prove that they got worth, prove they have value. Then we bring them up to the Springboks, and they play for the Springboks. Why in the world would we give citizenship to people? It's the most valuable thing on the planet, American citizenship. Why would we give you citizenship? No one gets anything. You need to earn it. You need to earn citizenship. That's a silly question. Yes, refugees are expected to return home when the flames die down, but they don't go home. They don't go home. Are you listening? How many times am I going to say that? Clean the ear holes out. They don't go home. Tell me the refugees from America that have gone home. 3.9 million refugees have come here since 1980. Which ones went home? The Hmong? The Vietnamese boat people? The Cubans? The Somalis? The Afghans? No, none of them gone home. They're still here. They never go home. The Bosnians, they never go home. It's a silly argument. Gulf Grid Escom won't charge you if you have a solar grid tie. Then okay, all right. Thank you for that. That's what I thought, but they're talking about charging everybody. What are your thoughts about the Zelensky not willing to pay back $500 billion? Well, the problem with that one is that story is being blown completely out of proportion, because for those paying attention, which were very few people, as this unfolded, and I reported on the Biden regime giving our money to Ukraine illegitimately to cover up Joe Biden's crimes in Ukraine because he was being blackmailed by Zelensky. I reported accurately when that money was a grant and when that money was a loan. Much of that money was in the form of loans, but they would never be paid back, I said. So Donald Trump saying he wants the money back, and now like, oh, Donald Trump, he's profiting. No. Trump didn't loan the money. Biden loaned the money, and Ukraine is obliged to repay it. They'll never repay it, and this is all a 10% of teapot. So what do I think about it? I think it's just a waste of time to talk about it. Ukraine will never pay it back. South Africa will never pay us back for the $8.1 billion we gave them to fight HIV. Never going to see it again. That's debt that my grandchildren will have to pay off for people who will be dead and buried long before that time. Yeah, so that money's never getting back here. It's just a 10% teapot. It's silly. The whole conversation is dumb. Dumb. They were never going to pay that money back. They got away with it in Congress by saying, well, it's a loan. Bullshit. It's not a loan. It's a grant. Political posturing, threat to rip out tax base unless changes are made from ANC. German leftists and centrists to form a coalition, and basically AFD lost. AFD did not lose. Are you brain dead? Told you AFD would get over 20% and they would be the second best performing party in Germany. They didn't lose. They won big time. Whether they're part of a corrupt government, it's a whole different story. Probably unlikely to happen. And the leftists got swamped. The SPD, which is the main leftist party, dropped by 9 percentage points. Whew. They are way down. So you're just making stuff up now. USA rugby team, I don't know if it's going to be lit in a few years. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Anita. What is this about citizenship? No, it's Amia. Amia is trolling, and I haven't given Amia a timeout. Because every time Amia puts something there, I can just rubbish it because it's all just fantasy, as you just saw with Germany's elections. 2% VAT increase directly correlated 2% tariffs will come with the loss of AGOA. It's actually 2.5%. You want citizenship? Earn it. Exactly. All right, Magda, take care. It's a lifeline. Point is you're fleeing from danger, so there's no going back. Yep. They want you to register your private surveillance equipment. Pfft, forget that. Why did the refugee bring a ladder to the border? Because they heard the economy was looking up. Hey, Devin, how's it going? How have Americans react to this? They're not reacting. Nobody knows about this. Nobody cares about this. You know, again, no insult to South Africans, but South Africans seem to think the world revolves around them while telling Americans they think that. It's comical. Now, the world doesn't revolve around South Africa, and no one's paying attention to this. It'll probably pay attention now that Ernst Rhodes came here in that interview with Tucker Carlson, but I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's released. Good morning, Bitcoin Butt. Weatherman, welcome to you. It's very interesting that people say South Africans won't take the offer, but yet their vote, it's a landslide. Well, to be fair, my audience is not indicative or representative of all Afrikaners or all people who could potentially get refugee status. It's not. But still, every night, every poll, we had 4,500 people the first one, and 69% in the first poll of 4,500 or almost 5,000 said they were coming. That's the first night. And I ended that early to go on to Gareth Cliff. Yep. Of course, America is the best country in the world where any Tom, Dick, and Harry from anywhere in the world can live large on taxpayers' dime. I don't know about that. Bit of a topic. Computers and phones, which one's the best supporting USA? What do you mean best supported, Lorette? I don't understand your question. Neither one is supported very well. I mean, basically just replace it. Getting something fixed, it's not like having Indian shops around that do repairs on mobile phones or computers. There are people that do that, like my computer. I had to put a new cooling system in it because the factory one failed, and my CPU was heating up to like 100 degrees Celsius almost. It's crazy. And it was going to melt the damn processor. So I bought a new coolant system with 50% more coolant capacity. I installed it in the case because I used to build computers, and then all the connections were non-standard. It's a gaming machine from iBuyPower, and they use their own connections to the motherboard. So I didn't have the wires and the plugs and the splicing and all that. I didn't have time for it. So I managed to find a Marine who's no longer a Marine. He does computer stuff, and I paid him. It cost me $230 or something like that, or $240 to fix it, which is worth it. And now I've got a cooling system that works fine in here. He also cleaned up a lot of the mess that was not wired properly in the computer, so it works a lot better. I think the AFD lost because no party wants them to be part of a coalition with AFD. It's like MK making ground but not being on side. Well, yeah, but no one expected it to be anything else. Even if the AFD got the 28.5% that the CDU got, they weren't going to govern. They weren't going to govern. They just made it harder for another party to govern. So they were never going to be able to govern, but they will be governing in the East. Yeah, they won big time in the East. They got 40-some% in a couple of the provinces. Yeah, they did better in any province than any other political party did across the country. So they were never going to be. No party has run Germany for decades because of the fractured political system there. It's always a coalition. New products, we have great ideas, great work ethic. Thank you, LSR. Colonel, what is the general attitude towards South Africans? Nobody knows about South Africa. Nobody cares. Hey, Hank, how's it going? All right. It's the truth. It's the truth, guys. Okay. What games do you play? I used to play inline hockey, played tennis, played basketball, played rugby, played pickup football, never played organized football. Played baseball when I was younger, played softball all the way into my mid-50s, played softball. As far as, you mean gaming, I used to play Diablo. I played pretty much all the stuff. I never did things like Grand Theft Auto. That doesn't appeal to me. I like strategy games, like, what are some of the games I play? What I got here? Got a couple here. Let me see what I got. I got Sid Meier's Civilization, Hearts of Iron, Medieval Total War Medieval, stuff like that. I got Diablo 2 Resurrected right here on the screen. Stellaris, I've got that on here. But I don't game much anymore. I spend all my time informing South Africans. Joe Niemann says, ask my cousin Ellie about what Americans think about the refugee and offer in a response. South Africa is a minor problem, so no one focused on it. It's not even a problem for most Americans. Is it true Elon's sending emails to government workers to give bullet points to what they do if they don't? That's true. He did do it. And it's also true that DOD and I think Department of State have told people to ignore that. Okay. Sorry, a person that wants to go and a person that doesn't want to go. Hey, Emery. How about having an interview with a person that wants to go and want to... well, I suppose we could find a couple people like that. Amma would probably be the one that doesn't want to go. They do that. I don't think people want to really to out themselves as wanting to go because they just become a target of the government. So I don't think people want to do that. So, I mean, if a person doesn't want to go, they'd probably be happy to come out. And then if I do that, then I'll just be attacked. Oh, look at him. He's trying to rubbish refugee program. Nope, not trying to rubbish anything. Culinary pirates. Question, because you cannot think in rand dollar conversion, how expensive it to get fly fishing? What do you mean I can't think in rand dollar conversion? We talk about everything I do is a rand dollar conversion metric to standard American equivalent. What are you talking about? How expensive to get into fly fishing? Is it an expensive sport? Well, it's not cheap. You got to get the equipment. It's going to probably cost you several $100s. We have fly fishing right down the road here in Yellow Breeches, world-class fly fishing, Yellow Breeches Creek. Yep. It's also a place where people like to go tobogganing and, not tobogganing, but canoeing and, what's the word for it? The inflatables. Can't remember it. Should Starbase and Boca Chica receive more security being in proximity to the southern border? No, it's not near the border. Not that close. It's fine. Call of Duty. Yeah, okay. Can't wait to sign up for the refugee program, says E. Strauss. Okay. A lot of South Africans still think South Africa will play a very important role. Most countries would need... No, people don't need South Africa. That's the problem, folks. Ignore Joe Berg with the surveillance registration. Utter BS will not be enforced. Yep. What did Amma say that someone says you have to be born here? Can naturalized citizens run for president? No. You must be born on U.S. soil. U.S. soil. Cannot be a president. Must be born on U.S. soil. That was the whole controversy over Barack Obama. He was apparently born in Hawaii, which was a U.S. territory when he was born. But that's U.S. soil. Yep, naturalized citizens cannot become president. But highly expensive to live there. Kono, we will bring new products. Okay, I already saw that. Why is this jumping back? Or are you repeating the same thing? Too expensive to live there. Well, you come from a dirt poor, broken, third world country. I mean, so everything's expensive. Jason Paul also can't wait to come. Yeah, Chris, can you send me contact deals, please? One vid and info about South Africa land grabs. I'm busy with planning, taking a whole town. I have no idea what plansing. What is plansing? Are you got typos there? Okay, I've got too many files open here. Why do I have that? That's something someone asked me to do a story on. So. Oh, this was Sona. I'm trying to save a couple files here before we... Okay, sorry. Okay, because I got too many text files up and I can't see which ones are which here. Come on. There it is. Okay, so... where the hell's it at? There it is. If you don't reach me through Telegram or WhatsApp, here's the email address. But I haven't checked the email in a few days. It's buried. People send me all kinds of stuff unsolicited there. Okay, who the hell is Barry Sotoro? What are you talking about? Who is Barry Sotoro? No idea who that is. Thanks for all your effort and time informing us the truth. When will you have a chat with Neil DeBeer? Well, apparently you guys know more about Neil than me. I didn't see the Sunday program. I don't usually watch his broadcast on Sunday. He usually sends me the link. I try to watch it, but I've been so busy. Yeah, I guess he's not coming to America now, someone said. Maybe he's getting his cancer treatments. This might help you if Chris say 10, just multiply by 20. That's 200. It's 19 to 1. It's easy to do. Any advice about remote jobs? No, I don't, Weatherman. That question was asked earlier tonight for some strange reason. And I said I'll ask somebody that I know that does it. They work for an American company from South Africa. Yep. Seen poor neighborhoods in the South that are third world for sure. No, you haven't. You've never been to America, Amma. What are you talking about? When were you in America? Tell us when you were here. You should place a square on the top corner of the definition of refugee. Nah, people won't read it. I mean, I get this stuff all the time. Hey, Chris, you should use Linktree. You should put Linktree to link to all your social media. Dude, I've been paying $72 a year for 5 years for Linktree. It's in the description of every single video. People mean well, but they don't read. They don't pay attention. It's insane. It's insane. Right? You should get Steve Hofmeyer on your program. Done. You should interview so-and-so. Done. Hey, what about... Done. Well, Van and Dutoy should come in your program. We have a segment. Fireside with the Colonels. People mean well, but they don't bother to take a moment to look around. Oh, I never heard that before. Barack Obama became president because he's supposedly born in Hawaii. Hawaii is in the United States. It was a territory at the time, but it was the United States. It became a state the year after he was born. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to leave our country at birth, but unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. True. How to get free land in the United States. These 10 cities are giving out free land. Okay, Ernst, I'm sure that you must have tried to put a link in there, which you can't do because YouTube doesn't allow that. I'm spelling cancer wrong. Just want to thank you for your news reports. It's the only news I do watch. Thank you, Loretta. Appreciate that. That means I have an obligation to do the best job I can. Amma was here last year. And where were you last year, Amma? And where did you go? And where are these third world cities you've talked of? Warwick, I do have way too much patience, not just with the questions, but also with trolls. Yes, Easterhouse, we do have. Which hockey are you talking about? Field hockey? We have that. It's not the kind of sport that is in South Africa, but we have it at high school and university level, but it's not professional. Well, I think there's a professional league, but it's very, very unknown sport. And we have ice hockey. We have more ice hockey teams here than the Canadians have. Most of the National Hockey League is based in America. Jacqueline Botha says, would diabetics, of course they qualify. Well, they qualify for medical assistance depending on their age and programs. Yeah, I've covered that, Jacqueline. Please watch the video. Please watch the video. I will put that up and talk about that. Videos. I don't know why I make the videos. It takes hours to put this stuff together and verify my facts and make sure that I'm not mistaken so I don't mislead people. Unlike these so-called journalists in South Africa, just print shit without even checking anything all the time. So where the hell is that at? Background checks. There it is. Financial resources. Okay. Shareable link. Okay. That talks about that. It's financial resources for refugees. Is that penguin behind you from... Yes, it is. I was just looking at the price. This tag, and I paid 265 Rand for this. Yep, contributes to Sancom. Yeah, this is Cyril, my jackass penguin. Cyril is a Venda from the south coast of... You didn't know that Venda lived on the garden route, did you? Did you know that? The Venda do live there. Cyril, the jackass penguin. His little belly there, big success. He's a good, successful African man. Got that big belly going there. Yeah, a sign of success. Cyril, the jackass penguin. Couldn't resist. I got a lot of stuffed animals. Natasha, welcome back. By the way, thanks for your stream. I'm a typical American who doesn't know much about South Africa, and I've learned a lot from you. Well, you're welcome, Beauregard Quitman. Please go over to my other channel. Let's see if we can get people there. At Real Chris Wyatt. Please go to there. I haven't put much content on it lately, but I will be putting more content on. That's my original channel before it got censored and removed by YouTube and restored 23 months later. So please, whoa, what the hell? Somebody went there really fast. I was trying to copy. Someone, okay, so please go subscribe to that if you don't mind. Help me keep that growing because that channel has been stagnated because YouTube censorship and shadow banning. And there's no doubt about it. I mean, I put a video on here, I get 10,000 views about America. I put the video on that channel, Same topic, same hashtags, not same title, but a slightly different title, different thumbnail, 300 views. Yep. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks. You drew through Mississippi. Why would you be in Mississippi? What's going on in Mississippi? See, these are questions you interrogate someone, something doesn't seem plausible. I should get the Colonel from USA in this program. I think he goes by the name Chris. What? Not to be pedantic, but there are some exceptions for birthplace. McCain was born in a naval base at Panama Canal Zone, which was U.S. soil, was a U.S. territory. Yes, and Obama was born in a territory. The Canal Zone was U.S. soil. The U.S. flag was planted there. It was our land. Yep, that's why McCain qualified. That's why Obama qualified. How's that pedantic? It doesn't dispute what I just said. Scroll message over the screen. What are you talking about? You're welcome, Beauregard Quitman. Where are you from, Beauregard? I don't have an unabridged birth certificate. My birth certificate original is gone. I have a copy of the original. Thank you for everything you're doing to keep South Africa informed. You've answered 90% of the questions I have already. No, I'm sure I've answered 110% of them. You just missed them. Colonel, might be some new people to the channel not knowing about all those videos you've made already. Maybe that's why you get all the questions. No, it doesn't matter, Herman. I make the videos. People come to the live stream. I say I'm making a video tonight. Then those same people come back to my next stream and ask me the same questions that I put in the video that they asked me to make. They just don't go watch it. People are lazy. They just come here and demand attention. And that's fine. Because maybe someone didn't get a chance to see the video, didn't know about it. Claudia says he apologized for coming. He didn't come across as a troll to me. That was one of my viewers said he was a troll. I didn't say he was a troll. No, I never claimed that Evan Galopter was a troll. Never claimed that. Nope, I just want to confirm that it was him. And he said, yes, it's me. But one of my viewers said he was trolling. I didn't say that. So one of my viewers said he was just looking for attention, trying to get views. I don't know if that's the case. I saw a couple of his videos. Elmore, my mother-in-law in her community west of Pretoria was notified on Friday that there was a meeting today to choose a new name for the zone they live in. The land was zoned last year already. Good Lord. Josua Fundameva, I'm sure that most of us would like to accept the refugee offer for pioneering spirits. If a U.S. refugee program tip prevents you to ever going back, what happens if everything changes come the next election? See, Andre Roux has been here forever, past several days. I've answered that question at least 4 times during this 2-hour and 31-minute broadcast already tonight. I answered it last night. I answered it in a video that was produced the day before. I answered it every stream. Again, it doesn't matter. I mean, it wasn't even a half hour ago I answered this question, Andre. See, this is what I'm talking about. Just answer this question. Unless you commit a crime or you defraud the government to get your refugee status, you can't be sent back. The theory is you go back when the threat is gone. But nobody goes home. And a successive different administration can't send you home. See, the problem is that you all are following this bullshit going on in the States. Oh, they're kicking the migrants out. Fuck no, we're not kicking migrants. We're kicking out criminal alien invaders. Right now we have 660,000 convicted felons. Not misdemeanors, felons, rapists, murderers, pedophiles, home invaders, wife beaters, kidnappers. 660,000 of these fuckwads are in our country. And that's who they're deporting. 16,500 convicted murderers, illegal aliens in this country that we're aware of, that we have a record that they committed a murder. They're convicted either abroad or here. Most of them aren't in prison. They're wandering around the streets. That's who's being sent out, not refugees, not asylum seekers, not legal immigrants, not migrants, but criminals. And then we have another 30 million of these criminals who aren't violent offenders, but they committed a felony by breaking into America. They're going. Stop watching that shit. Refugees never leave. Tell me the case of one group of refugees who came to this country. I just ran through 30 minutes ago. Who left this country. Not a single one. Not a single one. Thank you, Nadia. Not a single one. Hmong, Vietnamese, Cubans, Somalis, Bosnians, Afghans. None of them left. They're all here. They don't go home. So don't worry about it. By the way, Andre, that wasn't directed at you. That's the question because I keep answering the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. Okay. I've had enough of this horse shit, so. Okay. Well, Quids 45, the reason I get repeated questions because as South Africans, you're promised things and taken away from us a week later. It never happens. Well, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. I've never promised anything and not given it to them, to anybody. I've always delivered anything I've ever promised on everybody throughout my entire life. And you weren't promised anything. No South African's been promised anything. You haven't been promised refugee status. Trump told the State Department to create a program that would allow for it. You've been promised nothing. It didn't say 1 or 1 million could come in. It didn't say when. It didn't say how. It has to be developed. Nobody's been promised anything. If and when a program is developed, then there'll be promises. There's no promises. People need to get a grip on reality here. Stop reading the newspapers and believing the shit you see. People are indeed lazy. Okay. The reading of chat way behind the broadcast makes it difficult to get our point across. Much thanks for your information. Welcome, my elderly parents. A brother is mentally handicapped. Also, 2 small kids of my own. That's why I would wait for more. Exactly, Bushveld. You got to wait for more answers. Thank you, Nadi, for the membership. I'm not way behind in the chat, Amarino. I'm almost on top of it here. Andre, okay. Again, that wasn't direct. You don't have to apologize. Nobody has to apologize for anything except Amia. Amia is clearly trolling, but no one else has to apologize. You're asking if you're allowed to come back. Again, I addressed that in the video. And your question doesn't help me. Come back when? In 6 months? In 5 years? In 10 years? Ever? That's what I have to ask. I mean, I can't answer a question, can I come back? If you escape from a place where you're persecuted, your life is in jeopardy, you get refugee status to come to America for sanctuary, because that's what you're getting from the threat that's endangering your life and limb, you cannot go back to the place where your life is in jeopardy. It'd be fucking stupid of us to let people go back to Somalia and die. What was the point of giving refugee status if they go back to Somalia and die? What's the point of letting you go back to South Africa if you're going to die? It makes no sense. If, however, in the rare event of a family member who's left behind in the hospital or something happens to them, you can ask for permission. I can't tell you you're going to get it. You can ask for permission that won't jeopardize your status, but then you run the risk of the authorities on the other end treating you like crap when you get there. That's unusual. After 5 years, if you've gotten your green card in the first year and you behave and follow the law and apply for citizenship and become a citizen, you can go anywhere you want in the world, including the place you fled from. Andre, does that answer your question? You didn't give me specifics, so I think I covered all the ground with that answer. Exactly, G. So if your first crime is being in a country illegally, you are a criminal. You're not undocumented. Yep. Both sides of the fence says crap, but if we go make opportunities for my children, okay. Can you see the amount of South African followers to that? Huh? What's your question, Francois? Are you asking me if I have the ability to see how many people are following my program, vice the number, whether Americans or South Africans? Yeah, I can do that. Content creators can do that. But that hinges on whether people tell the truth or whether they register. A lot of people register as living in Antarctica. So, that really doesn't work out well. But yeah, I can look at that. And I think that's your question. So I'll address that. And I've addressed it. I've had as much as 70% of my audience in South Africa before any of this stuff ever kicked off, and as low as 35%. Typically, my audience is about 50% South African, although it's trended up lately because of what's been going on. So audience, let me go look at audience. Okay, audience. Yeah, right now it's 83% South African. That's kicked up a lot. 5% USA, 2% Australia, 2% UK, 1% Namibia. I'm impressed by the Namibia. It's a tiny country. 1% of my viewers. And there's been a lot of views. No, 83%. That's jumped up by about 30% of the total is jumped up. And that's all because of last month. So does that answer your question? I assume that's what your question was. A bunch of Vietnamese refugees in the 70s, none went back. They just worked in getting their relatives brought over. Yep, exactly. Francois, fun here. Did I answer your question? You're not slow, Andre. It's just I do it for emphasis because we've asked that question. I'm not going to answer that question one more time tonight. I'm done with that question. My battery going to die. Ah, Johan, no electricity. I'm sorry, man. Catch you later. Be safe. Claudio, that's a good answer. It's an executive order, and that's why people are asking. Well, it's an executive order. It makes no promises, Quids. It makes no promises. You weren't asking. You were telling me that's why I was getting questions, if I remember correctly. Okay, M is concerned about family members. Refugees become America's greatest assets. Guys, go inside the previous videos. It'll give you all the info. Exactly. Take care, Juan. Yeah. Is there a link I can send you? I don't need a link to know what's going on in South Africa, Quids. Obviously, you don't know much about me. I'm very familiar with what's going on in South Africa. Well, I'm actually had a good point here a few minutes ago. Yep. The small possibility that 142 laws that are racially oppressive will end. That ain't going to happen. The ANC is not going to strike 142 laws from the books. Thank you, Claudio. Okay. Francois says, got it. Okay, then I guess I figured out exactly what you're looking for. I wasn't sure if I got it. Okay, I'm going to end this. Well, I'll leave the poll go a little bit longer. Okay, so I didn't really get to the news I wanted to cover tonight. That's fine. But the Germans, that's about as far as we got. Kumbudzu Ntshavheni is in trouble. 80 million rand, illegitimate expenditure. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, I've got Kanthan Pillay on the program. That should be interesting. John Schlope, they're looking at disqualifying him forever from any judge position. I thought that would have come with what already happened to him. And someone mentioned, the 1,600 jobs eliminated USAID, but that's an odd story because he already eliminated all of them, so I don't understand that. Yep. Anyway. Federal workers are on edge. Well, they should be on edge. If you heard or watched the video called The Night of the Long Knives, are you talking about Germany, 1930s? Is that the Night of the Long Knives? Or are you talking about overthrow of a government in South Africa? There's a couple different, thank you very much. You have a proportional map of the world behind you. Yeah, well, the New Zealanders don't like it because the black that was painted over the edge covers up New Zealand. I'm not tired, Suzanne. I'm not tired. Was reading some posts on other platforms. Some South Africans hate Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I don't care. A lot of Americans hate Elon Musk. They're idiots. I'm not a fan. I think he's a wackadoodle, but he's a brilliant entrepreneur, and I have no problem with him. I'm just not a fan. When is Kanthan on? Congo Chris, he's on. I haven't set the stream up yet. I've been busy. He'll be on at the regular time, 6 p.m. And tomorrow is Anthony Jeffrey. Thank you for your stream. I have to get back to work. All these people got jobs. People tell me they have work, so it's cool. Thank you for your super chat there, Christian van der Walt. Have you watched the documentary Africa Blood and Guts? Yeah. People keep asking me that. Yes. But the one that's much better is The Wind of Change. That was a brilliant documentary. I can't find a copy of it. The War College has a copy of it. I'm going to see if I can't borrow it from them and copy the damn thing because I can't find it anywhere. It was made by the Australian Film Corporation, I think it was, or Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, back in the 1960s. It's brilliant. Wind of Change. Hey, David Bain from Cape Town. Jaden says, thank you for showing the contradictions to the DA regarding EWC. Most South Africans don't even keep track like you do. Yo, you have Morza Leka Brai when you eventually get to the U.S., says Lunel Lil. Thank you. What did Weatherman say about what's with Africans? Have a chat with Trump. I know a way he can expand the U.S. population by 65 million. I don't think we need 65 million South Africans. That's for damn sure. Will the USAID office in Hatfield close down? I don't know. The State Department takes over the responsibility. If they need the office space, they'll use it. Otherwise, they'll shut it down. Yep. I don't know, Francois Fun here. It's a good question. What's your favorite chocolate? Toblerone and Rittersport. The original Toblerone and Rittersport are my favorite chocolates. I like Rittersport Traubennuss, which are raisins with nuts. I love that. Good stuff. That's my favorite chocolates. Yep. And I lived within, 10 kilometers of the Rittersport factory in Germany. That was cool. Went there for a tour. Not much of a tour. It's really just got a reception room with some art in it and, some information about the company. But yeah, Toblerone, right down the street from me. All right. Thanks for the cool chats. Okay. No, that's not what I saw then, Sean. That's not what I'm thinking of. Probably tired gathering intelligence basically by yourself. Yeah. Watch Rob Harrisov's interview and said maybe Gate McKenzie and Lucy Maimoni could possibly be a good choice to team up with. Are you talking about on here? Well, Rob's a busy guy. So, we got to, he did, the last time we talked, he did say that Gayton is hard to get a hold of, but then Gayton was on Biz News moments after that. So I don't know if I'll get McKenzie. I've criticized Gate McKenzie on occasion. I'm sure he's a big enough man that it didn't hurt his feelings because I treat him fairly and honestly, unlike the media does in South Africa. But the only interview he gave to anybody that wasn't mainstream was to Roman and to Byron. So I don't think I'm going to get an interview with him. Not biting my nails. The nail wasn't bitten. See that? It hasn't been bitten. Just pushing the gap in my teeth there. It was tight. Anyway, folks, this is a lot longer than I intended to go because I got to get up and do this stuff. I also got to record a video tonight and post it. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I'm going to end the poll with 453 votes, and then we're going to there it is. This time it came over. YouTube is dodgy, All right, so this time I can do it a lot better. This is easier than doing it with a print screen. Okay. So you had another poll. Okay. I should have been saving these all along, but I didn't save them. That way I could have shown it, Anyway, you guys have a good one. Be safe out there. And Kathy and Pillay on the program later today. Have a good time. And then we've got Anthea Jeffrey on Tuesday. Don't forget, next week I'll be out of the loop, but I will be doing broadcasts. It'll be from my mobile next week. And I won't be doing this one as late. This one will probably run for an hour and a half next week, this broadcast from 6 to 7:30 because I've got to go to work. So I got to get some sleep and go to work because I'm doing War College next week. All right, let's close with this. Cheers, folks. Have a good night. Good day, actually.
Connor Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Connor Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite, join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack. attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves. He explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call. Shining light through all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
Take a picture.